So welcome back to the final set of the day. We are here to see who else is going to be making it straight through, punching themselves a ticket into the playoffs. There's only one slot remaining to be locked in this quickly. The other players, they're going to have to fight it out in the knockout bracket. Puppypaw or Beasty could cozy on through. And Crackety, I got to say, Beasty's looking pretty good for it, considering he just pre-owed the silhouette. Right? Puppypaw and Wham.
The twin.
Yeah. I mean, different, right? Like, different play
It's like
styles.
shadow boxing.
True. Like you punch one of them, the other one flinches, sort of thing. Like, isn't that like that belief that, like, if something happens to the other twin, the other one can tell? Like a disturbance in the force.
There are like these telepathy things, right? Like, it's like, oh my god, yeah, we want pancakes, we want something like that. But
Maple syrup.
Maple syrup.
I think that's just Canadian in general. But the interesting thing I was thinking about is, like, historically, I'd say Puppypaw has, like, trended slightly better than Wham, right? So, like, maybe the playstyle also matches up better. I feel like Puppypaw is a little bit more aggressive than his brother. And Beasty, he has been, like, honestly, like, it's like a political campaign. He's reminded us every step along the way. He's a reformed player now. Doesn't need the walls, doesn't need the grind out. He wants to kill you fast.
Yeah, Mongol's coming in the first match here. We're also going to take a quick look at the brackets now, just so we know where exactly we are here in this one. So we did just witness Anatan versus Vortex. So Anatan going to be able to go on to the playoffs. Now Puppypaw vs Beasty to decide who will march on next into the playoffs. And yeah, so a lot on the line here, for sure.
Yeah, gonna be an interesting one, actually. Like, you know, the 3-0 sounds like it was quick, but reminder, guys, when Wham Beasty Game 1 was finishing, the other series we were casting was in the 4th game. So yeah, that one had some surprising length to it. I'm curious to see like how this one plays out, though. Like, on the lower side, we can see that Wham is maybe going to save Anatan from his biggest threat of B and CSO. Voldemar versus Numidan is going to be an intriguing one. Numidan kind of riding on the high with how he's been performing the weeklies at the moment. Baltoon versus MSN, what do you think about that one, actually? Because, like, I feel like Baltoon is the obvious choice in paper, but he kept admitting himself he just hasn't really had time to practice.
Yeah, just a second. Is he playing Minecraft right now?
It's either that or Counter-Strike, right? Like, I'm pretty sure last weekend it was straight into Counter-Strike after the after the win.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, it's always the thing with, like, practice and stuff. Baltoon at heart is like a very, very solid player. Like, that's the thing, right? It's like growing muscles. Once you had the muscles, it's very easy regaining them if you, like, ever lose them at some point in time. It's the muscle memory for that reason. So maybe he, like, loses the first game, but after that, I think, like, once he's found his groove, he should still be very solid. MSN has a lot of growth behind him. The question is he now at that stage where a player like Baltoon, who plays different, I want to say, from what you typically see on ladder or just in general in, like, the 1v1 meta, does he have the tools of, like, being on point when it comes to reaction on against such an opponent? Just because, like, Baltoon, he's a very team game oriented player, which kind of skews his reaction in, like, matchups when it comes to, like, okay, how he starts off the game and how he in general reacts to plays from your opponent.
I feel like we see a lot of comparison between, like, Baltoon and CSO in that regard. You can tell they come from team games. They love their Night Civ so much, but who loves stats? Look at that. A lot tighter overall than I think most people would peg. Puppypaw really isn't that far behind Beasty. Just 2 wins in series overall separating them. Less than 5% in total on game count.
Very interesting to see is just how these two players, whenever they face off against each other, it's very one-sided usually. Like, we got a 4-0 here, an 0-3 there, then a 3-1. It's not like a 3-2 or 4-3, something like that. Not like these close sets. Now, it tends to be very one-sided between them, but this is also going to be an interesting one. Game number 1 here on Scandinavia, we see Knights Templar coming in, and honestly, that kind of feels like maybe a little bit of an oversight for Beasty not to ban Knights Templar when Scandinavia made it through onto the draft, right? Like, such a big hybrid map where Knights Templar can shine on.
Well, you'd think so, but Beasty literally just played this matchup against Puppypaw's doppelganger on this map, and he beat him.
Yeah, but learn from your mistakes, right? Granted, it wasn't Puppypaw's mistakes, but
he feels it, right? Yeah.
He knows, yeah. He's like, I should have done this instead, that instead. Yeah, he realizes.
I think that's an interesting element, right? It's like, obviously, because they practice together, they help each other out. Like, Wham might immediately have known exactly what went wrong, and he just relays that to Puppypaw, like, yep, the thing we've been practicing this matchup, this happened, and here's why. So, like, you almost get that opportunity to get a quicker feedback loop than you'd have to on your own, where you'd have to find time to go watch the games and like, do you really have time with this rolling schedule? You're just playing a series while this one was happening, so on and so forth. So could be the edge to turn around. I mean, wait, do we have the same maps? So Enlightened Horizon is in and Gorge is not. Okay, so it's not going to be a complete mirroring. Dry Arabia is there and the other one was Sunken Land. So we are getting some differentiation in map choices this time around. No potential complete. Repeat.
Would have been very, very interesting if it was just the same maps.
Could you imagine
again,
the
right?
ego channel? Like, no, all of our ideas were right. Watch this.
Here we go again. But it is time. We're jumping straight into our game number 1 now. Beasty versus Puppypaw. Mongols up against Knights Templar. Last time around, we saw on this map there was no immediate run for the water. This time around, though, Knights Templar, they've got the need. They've got the need for water. And Beasty, with the Khan out there, immediately sees, that's a lot of workers on wood. My opponent's probably docking. And there we go. Sees the confirmation. There we go.
Look
sees it.
And amazing Mongols can even,
coincidence.
like, they can literally even watch your base to see if there's a reaction. That's the other sick thing about this type of counterplay. He'll know if like Puppypaw pivots in a different way straight away. But Beasty, I mean, he's already played this exact matchup today. Reminder, folks, Wham was Beasty's previous opponent, and it was Mongols versus Knights Templar on this particular map. He solved it. The question now is whether Puppypaw has a better solution, because I imagine Beasty is just going for a straight-up Rax rush. It's already being built.
Yeah, Puppypaw, he didn't want to send his villager back home, but the Khan does force that one back. They even brought a sheep over to that dock in order to have that villager working next to it, and yeah, now might just have to invest into his own Dark Age barracks, I want to say. No, actually.
Oh.
He saw the barracks play. Is he just fine with losing the dock? I mean, in theory, right? Like, you still have the fishing ships out there. They're going to pay off very, very quickly. By the time the dock goes down, the fishing ships have more than paid off for themselves. And if you just reach your feudal age at that point in time as well, you can just go archers and rebuild the dock.
Yeah, so like you just take it for what it is. I mean, the gathering rate is decent enough on deep water that like it is very hard for your opponent to get full val. And the other thing you have to remember is now Beasty is building Spearman against a Civ that loves building archers anyway. So probably not too much for him to worry about. He should have the solution down the line.
Oh, he's actually going for the goal. Oh, Puppypaw sees it though.
Wow.
Puppypaw sees him going for the goal. Is he going to pull more? Yeah, and Puppypaw immediately pulls more villagers to the goal.
And he's
great reaction.
Yeah, look at that. Full stack. So I thought maybe just 4 because it would have been quick enough. He doesn't even want to give the opportunity. Deletes the mining camp. And we'll just break away back home with the goodies.
Beasty now sees this and notices, oh no, my spearmen aren't gonna get the value. Ooh, villager has to evacuate. Does he have enough gold now?
He's
gonna be tied,
right? Did he get the full cap? It feels like he was there long enough. There you go. Easy,
yeah, he
easy.
did.
Okay, so 210, ready to rock and roll. And keep in mind that this cost Beasty. That dive towards the gold means he's not in position, burning down the dock quicker. And we know just how quickly Knights Templar can now tech up off the back of this, right? It doesn't take them very long to get Age 2.
Yeah. Not long at all. Actually, we're getting to the point where Puppypaw is going to have the same age of timing that Beasty's going to have, even though Beasty did not go for water. Granted, he did invest into these spearmen, but they just didn't get the value. Dock also very likely not even going to go down.
No, it just comes in so fast. And he's even force pulling back, I think. There we go. Has enough. 1 minute away. And I mean, maybe, just maybe Beasty could set fire to it, but I feel like an archer ship should come out quick enough here, no?
Definitely should. And even if he isn't able to save the dock, right? Like, just get the archer range up and replace the dock. We don't have any workers yet from... Actually, Puppypaw's just gonna... Yeah, he's just gonna immediately replace the dock on the backside as well. Not gonna have any idle time on the fish. They're gonna have to run a little bit, like, ship a little bit further. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you pay your opponent a little bit, but like you said, you've already got better value out of this timing because the fishing has paid off, and also it's going to remain after the fact. Like, we're still at a point where Beasty doesn't have any pawn play himself. How interesting.
France just... Age up is so quick here now as well. Just a minute, and... Let's take a look at the dock. Is it going to be in time? We do immediately have to queue up on the archer ship.
Yeah, it's on the back one.
Not going to be in time. It's going to come... Yeah, it's going to come in from the other dock.
Quite nice he gets the extra fishing boat out, just kind of milk the value. And I wondered, okay, I thought he might hang around and then go back for the central dock, because obviously there's a lot less efficiency now with that long path back towards dropping off fish.
Ooh, Beasty docking at the same time now as well.
Oh, I think he knows, because like he just saw the extra fishing boat. Why would you ever build more fishing unless you were back on the water? It's a great read by him, but yeah. Archer ship is there.
From Beasty, looks like it's going to be going up. And yeah, Beasty, he knows, okay, he's going to just sacrifice the spearman a little bit just to keep the archer ship here back. Means that the dock is guaranteed going to go up here now. We do also have archers coming in from Beasty, and Puppypaw is going to spot out this dock in just a little bit as soon as he's done with that wolf.
Soon. Villager should be able to pull away. So arrow slits will protect him. Archers on land should start clearing out spears. Apparently, they're all camouflaged with trees right now. I don't think the camouflage is working.
Yeah, it doesn't quite look like it. We're getting Able arrow slits in first, so it's going to be a little bit tougher to take this dock down anytime soon.
And he's also docking the other side, so Beasty's going to turn it into more of an eco-focused game, while Puppypaw has got divided attention.
Yeah. I think this is going to be mostly fine for Puppypaw, though. Actually, he's going to go on the aggressive. There isn't the second production building in yet for Beasty. And because he's going for the dock, he's spending a lot of wood on that front. So he might just get shut down on gold here for a good while.
Yeah, and the tricky part is, like, your opponent's still fishing, right? So, like, he could start adding in Chevalier to mirror the timing you would probably go Keshiks because you obviously want to get the fishing set up first. So, tough choice. Yeah. Beasty might have to just accept you can't start fishing here. I need to answer this first.
Yeah. I'm going to see the reaction now. Doesn't have access to the Uvu, so instead will have to go for the stable outside of the Uvu range now.
Has got enough for the solo Keshik, and it's good for him that Puppypaw is actually choosing to go onto the sea more. So he puts a lot of the Springer instead of like following up with the Chevalier. And it looks like he's just trying to re-secure his side, or at least prevent any sort of aggression by Beasty into the fishing.
Yeah. Any ships coming in? The attack ship, I believe, is on Beasty's side. Not actually on Puppypaw's side. That's coming in from him here. Khan just being a little bit annoying at the moment. Yeah, Light Junk just in order to make sure that Puppypaw isn't going to be docking on his side anytime soon. And Puppypaw's investing quite a lot, actually, into attack ships on his side of the pond. Oh, pond, but like Scandinavia.
It's just... Pond just works too much. We're not going to call it a fjord.
River.
It's a river or a strip of sea.
Flat Earth.
It's a swimming pool. It's the edge of the earth. There you go.
Just don't drive too far. You'll fall off.
What if we're actually all in a video game and it's like Pac-Man? You just come out the other side.
Crazy.
Okay.
I've seen the glass dome. I was there.
Look, I saw in a game that there is an edge to the world. So, like, you know, games mimic real life. Checkmate. For example, do you remember how Knights Templar had the best naval fleet in the world?
Ooh, demo ship gets countered.
I mean, much you can call, like, directly running towards the enemy counter. Kind of unfortunate. I guess BC's like, screw it, I've lost this side. There's no play back into it.
Villagers though on the dock.
Oh, wait. He gets
That's
it up.
two.
Yeah, like, it's fine. He will end up losing some workers, but he has at least re-secured his side of the strips for it.
Yeah. Still hurts though. BC actually now pulling ahead in the economy department. Triple dock play here. And just pumping out those fishing ships now.
Isn't this like a bit rough? Yeah, okay, so Puppypaw is going to start inflating spears more. I was about to say, because like right now, you're going to have to mirror a lot of moves from Keshik, so understandably, he actually goes Spearman on a Civ that rarely does. I feel like Knights Templar always seek the Chevalier Archers.
Yeah. That's a better feeling. Oh, the timing here.
What?
The time. Oh, this is so important. Getting in there before the outposts finish up is actually so crucial for Puppypaw. Honestly, I thought that this was just 100% secure at this point in time.
No,
But it wasn't.
I mean, the Kesh is
No
gonna,
commitment.
They're going to find nothing as well. Like, this is the thing that's really cool about Puppypaw's build. He doesn't really need gold. He gets some from pilgriming, and that goes into boats. But, like, it's just food and wood. So you need to find a way onto that tree line, which makes your target point a bit more predictable. Keshiks are going to strike out, though, so we'll be able to reacquire the gold. Archers are just trying to dive for any kill they can find, but Outpost is up. Beastie now secure.
Yeah, tries to at least get a villager kill in. Not gonna work out for him, though.
Okay, we're just Congo
Yeah,
lining
Beastie.
now.
Yeah, couple archers do go down here at the end of it. But behind this, we do still have a lot of the pilgrims connecting with the sacred sites, and so there is a good amount of gold coming in for Puppypaw behind this. And Knights Templar, water economy, or just in general, like the hybrid economy, should feel a lot better. And I mean, looking at the income overall, it is looking a good bit better for Puppypaw. Question is just, can he mass up enough units? Can he get this big ball of units in? And more importantly, can he actually like get any value with them?
I swear sometimes these pilgrims just edge for no reason. Like, oh, I'm here. Is Beastie just
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Maybe just a little bit more. Is anyone gonna try to kill me? Anyone gonna kill me? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna touch
It's
the
like the
site.
Elden Ring bosses. Am I gonna hit? Am I gonna hit? Maybe. Maybe not.
It's like that post.
Oh, one of the pilgrims.
Wait. Okay, there we go. He's not gonna hit. I think Beastie just going in castle. Sorry, I just Mongols. They do this to you. It's
Not there yet. Yeah, he's gotten a good amount of villager kills in every now and then here and there as well. That's looking quite good for him. Army count Puppypaw is far ahead. Granted, a lot of the army is out and about on water as well.
I mean,
But still, the army count, he does have a good lead there. Question is, can he get any value in with them? Beastie is just doing a great job of giving him the runaround, finding some villager kills here and there as well.
yeah, they get a bit weird with their position, and Keshiks will look to punish that. But obviously, Beastie doesn't want to hard commit. Actually, does have archers following this up, so looks like he's not going to try to nakedly rush up. Meanwhile, Puppypaw wants to show him what Archer's bulk looks like. Dives in. We'll find some worker kills on the gold.
Yeah, definitely much needed worker kills here as well. Causing idle time on the gold as well, very important. Sees just how committed Beastie is actually to the gold villagers there. And knows that, okay, maybe I want to do something about that. We're seeing Pierce Armor coming in now. What's another follow-up? Yeah, Pierce damage makes a little sense. It's just going to be the normal Archer Spearman count. Is going to need a ram, though, in order to get past these outposts, I feel like. Either that or just float enough Spearmen to take it down, but it's so close to the TC as well. Kind of makes it very hard to commit enough into taking down the outpost if there's a TC firing at you as well, potentially.
And Puppypaw, I mean, he could just hit the tech up quicker here. We have to remember that, like, actually, like, this is a fishing game, so Angevin Empire is really strong in this particular one, especially against Mass Keshik.
Yeah. Spearman a little bit out of position. Archers do have to fear for their life, and Beastie's getting very close to Castle Age. Looks like Puppypaw is kind of flirting with the idea of Castle Age as well behind it. But Beastie just a little bit quicker there.
And the build makes
To
sense.
talk about it, Beastie invested a lot more into the economy behind all of this. And oh man, this Pilgrim could have significantly sped up the speed of Castle Age here.
Wait. He's sending it.
No, he's committing?
Yeah, he's actually committing. I mean, the step read out is like a logical call. I think Puppypaw has the right read. The Beastie army is just not big enough to really milk Kurotai for a defense. So we'll see if it works out. I mean, you said you want to see a ram to deal with the outposts, and Puppypaw gives you a tip of the hat.
Yeah, Siege Engineering now on its way. But still, the resources definitely tell me that Castle Age is also going to be a follow-up, so maybe it's just going to be a 1-2 here into that. It was pretty much already depleted, so once that goes down, Puppypaw, like, Beastie isn't really going to be too incentivized into rebuilding that. Yeah, with 20 stone, you could argue maybe it's just better to not take it down. Maybe go for production buildings instead.
I mean, 6... Imagine later in the game, you don't really think about it and just drop an EV. The pain. And there we go.
Would be sad.
Angervin's coming through. Also just makes it so much harder to kill those docks. Like, you know, the 30% health goes a long way, especially when your opponent's spamming a little bit of Keshik's, nothing too heavy. So, pretty safe now.
Yeah. Yeah, Mora means that these archers are going to be a lot quicker than Puppypaws at the moment. Upgrade's not quite in yet. Veterancy on the Keshik's only just now hit. In theory, Puppypaw, if he gets his remaining archer count in there, he's going to be fine to take fights. But maybe just wants to wait for his own upgrades to come in.
He's going to want to be fast because although it looks like Beastie is building an army, that's a lie. There's a bank. It's building fast.
Oh, he's going straight for it, man. He's just getting the upgrades as a feint.
He's like, yo, I got to break a record here. I mean, it is going to taste of sadness because there is one big problem with this play is that because he doesn't have an Uvu, there's no spring order placements to help with the defense.
Yeah. I mean, Puppypaw, he's just blobbing a whole ton of units behind this, right? And Beastie, he still needs a lot of food. And we talked about this earlier as well. Sure, if you have a lot of food, that's good. But a lot of food doesn't help you if you don't have the gold to upgrade units, because then it's just Castle Age, but sad.
These villagers feel a
So
bit
raid
sad.
coming in.
Oh. The fan base just are drawing so much attention. Like, reminder, BC hasn't added in more Keshiks. This is like it, right? He's fully stopped production, and he's going to get a tech up, while Puppypaw's entire army is on the wrong side of the map.
This is so tough at the moment now for Puppypaw. Just, he had to pull so much to react to this every single time. These archers, they don't do too much damage, but at least should be able to pick off one of the Keshiks. Would probably prefer him even taking down the Khan, just to, like, deny vision at least on these Keshiks.
That was a bit comical. The defense are actually, I don't think, mad because there's only plastic archers. But it's interesting that like BC going the double range. I think it kind of makes it look like he was going to play the Age more as well. So it's very subtle but smart the way he's used techs. Plus that initial little archer surge to make it look like this was a committed castle.
There we go, Kagan and Castle coming in, and Puppypaw, he's got a couple of men-at-arms as well. So armored units are in for him. We're seeing some production buildings coming in now for Beastie, but he's just spending significant amount of resources.
Oh my god.
Oh, step it out. We have a little bit of a...
You know what? It's
travel
probably a
long
good thing
way,
you guys don't go there because there's a problem coming. Puppypaw is marching forward.
Yes, Beastie's still trying to harass with a couple of units there in the back.
He's got no gold.
This time around, though, Puppypaw isn't falling back with the entire army.
No, because like BC is in a weird position here. He doesn't have gold. He doesn't have outposts that really defend him, right? It's just arrowslets. This is weird right now.
And Puppypaw, he's not falling for it. He's going for it. He knows that there is something going on, and the perfect timing. He's got the military right in front of Beastie's base just as the Age Up hits.
And the RNG says, let's get Magadai against 45 archers.
Not the best, not the best. Clean up now on the outposts. He's going to be able to allow a lot of escape room there for villagers. We do see the step redoubt going towards the large gold vein in the middle, and there's a lot of villagers trying to scoot around the shoreline there.
The villagers didn't see this. So this is going to be gold gathering galore. And what the archer ship's going to be there to stop Puppypaw from the shenanigans. I don't know what it was open for.
They clumped up.
One will survive barely. But Puppypaw...
he makes it out.
Yeah, but he doesn't know. Like, this is almost worse, right? It's like, because you check the area. Like, you never saw the gold. You saw he has, like, docks. So Torch is out. It's going to be the primary TC. Beastie's going to start to stage a defense behind this. Well,
it's going to be tough, though.
I mean, with this gold... It's a second group of Magadai again.
Doesn't feel too great.
I guess with the outpost arrow fire, you could target down the archers here to make it a bit better. But the Magadai... Okay, that's not usually how they get used. They stand their ground. He trusts in the vet archers instead. The Warlord's going to be a whiff. The TC is surviving, however. And Beastie, he hasn't lost any real economy yet.
There's so many more units coming in. Warrior Monks next.
I mean, the men-at-arms with Warrior Monks may actually be good enough. He just needs time, and this is so risky. Look at the deer gathering just to the west there. Like, Puppypaw, there's so many exposure points he's just not aware of. The deer to the west, the gold vein to the east. He's just committed to this, and I'm not sure this is enough.
And look at the blob flow, though. There are so many red dots just moving across. A lot of men-at-arms as well. I think a couple of them are potentially stuck on the landmark there in the middle of the map. But eventually, he's going to be able to start just taking down the buildings, taking down the landmarks. Most importantly, the Kaganet. Once he's able to take that down, we've seen how that worked out in the previous set.
Oh, that was sick.
Yeah.
He used the Magadai to try and cut reinforcements. The hand cannoneers are ambitious, though. He's only got like 3 of them. They're getting target fire down. The Warrior Monks have hit the field, so the men-at-arms just became a lot more tanky. And the military lead, I think it's shrinking.
A little bit, yeah. Like, there's a lot more hand cannoneers suddenly coming out in queue as well. They are very expensive, but he is on a large gold vein. Looks like Puppypaw does realize that something's going up, but can he deny this? Beasty doesn't have any ships yet, but we saw not any real ships, I want to say, some archer ships, but we've seen the potential of bow chance before.
Okay, so gold gathering looking good, but about to get harassed. But there's a mixture in here. Springords, all of them actually. Arrow slits, Springord, and the cannon. The cannon is the key one, but that's on the fort. I believe it's the northern tower that's upgrading that. Seek Shell is going to come through. There's not much torch power here currently. And it feels like Puppypaw's not going to be able to get enough torch power here quick enough before those upgrades kick in.
There's so many units just being distracted right now. Another Warrior Monk. Okay, actually, at this point in time, Warrior Monks are getting kind of tough here in this one, I want to say.
The Boucher one's also coming. I think Puppypaw...
Hey,
This many men-at-arms, this ram play, this timing by him... I'm not entirely convinced right now.
Mangadai?
Oh.
Yes. You do see the reaction coming in, though. Reinforcements going over towards them, but they did take down a good amount of villagers.
I think that was 4 going down, plus the lower speed bars on a bunch of the others. And the army has postured now around the big vein. Similar to the last Mongol game, it will be decided by these edge veins.
Are these men-at-arms that Beasty's making elite, or are they still
they're just
normal Castle Age men-at-arms? Yeah.
They've got the Warrior Monks.
Yeah, they're still Castle Age.
And cannon placement's going to be there. Rams need to focus fire that down. Warrior Monks are going to lead the charge. The buff's going to start scattering across them. Arrow ships are helping out a little here. But the cannon being on the front side is a big negative for Beastie. It's going to get target fire down straight away. It's removed from the equation. But the military lead that Puppypaw had an overwhelming advantage with doesn't really exist anymore. There's not much between them. And the hand cannon equality is starting to leak through. Villagers scare away the Rams. He survives the onslaught. And Puppypaw is going to have to go back to the drawing board.
Saint's Blessing just working wonders on these men-at-arms, plus 4 armor on them, meaning they only take 1 single point of damage. And now Nest of Bees, double Nest of Bees.
At the time where it was going to matter most, archers plus the crossbows. There is some horsemen coming from Puppypaw, but this horseman idea tends to feel worse and worse the longer you're now stuck in castle with hand cannoneer scaling. And the horse archers, the Magadai, they just keep getting in. I mean, sure, you can recruit Pumbaa, but we're 22 minutes into a game involving fishing. I don't think he's going to make the difference anymore.
Yeah, and the archers just don't feel good enough at this point in time. Couple of the hand cannoneers, a little bit overexposed, though. To be quite careful. Yeah, it feels so difficult trying to get onto these hand cannoneers with just this big front line of men-at-arms there as well. If Beasty's able to get them up, next up we're getting Hugh Pow in as well.
Okay, finally he rolled something bad.
Finally. Oh, this is difficult, though. Like, this is... Yeah, we're also getting the mass food transition now. It's kind of crazy just how long he's been able to, like, be on these outer resources with, like, the deer as well.
Yeah. It's like the tunnel vision, right? Like, I think what Beastie done really well here is he used the concept of Kaganet against Puppypaw, right? It's like,
yeah,
what Puppypaw done makes sense on a land map. But between the flank resources, the fishing as well, he became a bit too tunnel visioned, forgetting that there's other sources of production.
Yeah. Mainly the Kaganet Palace, just potentially being able to take that one down would have been so important for him, because then you just deny the entire age up priority from Beastie. But look at this, so many hand cannoneers and men-at-arms now. Double Nest of Bees. It hurts so much.
We're getting post-im 24-minute wheelbarrow, by the way. He never got it. Yeah, he only ends up losing, what, 3 villages there? Unbelievable.
He's trying to run, but where do you run off to? Beastie splitting off his army, wants to catch him on the other side of the wood line. There are more reinforcements coming in, though.
And cannoneers are there.
Yeah, these archers. And cannoneers, maybe. Archers?
I mean,
they're going for it.
It just doesn't even work as a trade, right? He should probably take it, because how are you ever getting away from this? And we've just seen it, right? Beasty's now taking the military lead in this game. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's... At this point, it's just no real return anymore possible. Yeah, managed to, like... The very, very thin line here. Puppypaw just not... Like, he had so many units. He just didn't find the correct timing, I want to say. To, like, surround the Kaganet. Yeah, just take down the Kaganet Palace. There was a moment where he just had so many men-at-arms in the middle hitting the deer stones.
I think more than that, and
just not moving forward.
GG comes out. Imperial Mongols once again the go-to solution to all of your concerns. And you know, we look at this game. You mentioned the Kaganet as the focus point. I think like there was another one, right? Like I think for Beasty, the most important thing for clutching up there was the step readout move to the center of the map, and that is what kept him alive. He had the food, he didn't have the gold, right? He didn't even have the emplacements for a long time, if you remember. He had so much time on that flank where Puppypaw was fully fixated on the main base. It's just a smart read by Beasty to realize that actually his TC matters very little at that stage.
Yeah. This was absolutely crazy, man. I feel like there was a point where maybe we needed a horseman switch much earlier on the side of the Knights Templar, just because you have so much food from the water, right? And when you're running all the way across the map, it actually makes a pretty big difference whether you've got horsemen or men-at-arms. Horsemen also just being a lot tankier when it comes to just surviving up against arrow fire. A little bit more health, roughly same pierce armor. And once the villagers do go out of these outposts, do go out in general, just horsemen able to catch up much quicker. And most importantly, just the mobility. We talked about earlier as well, the deer being out there on the map, just not being spotted in time, or just not being, like, not having the mobility to just have a couple of horsemen go up there as well.
Well, as a result, history does repeat itself for the second time, as once again a Canadian is struck by the Mongol lightning. But up next, we change it up a bit. Dry Arabia for Chinese versus Rus. How do you feel about this matchup?
I talked about it a couple of times, right? Like, you got this very, very late farm transition from the Rus, where if China's able to get to that point where Rus need to transition and China hasn't taken significant damage yet, then China wins. It's like the scaling point. But the question is, like, after Pro Scout, how much longer does Rus have until they need to farm transition in comparison to China? China typically farm transitions like 20 minutes into the game. Rus more like 25, 30 minutes. Depending on the deer split, like if you're able to take a significant, like larger amount of deer from Rus, like if it's a 3-1 deer split, which is very rare, then suddenly it flips on its head and China just wins straight up.
Do you like the idea of a similar strat to what Anatan done with China earlier today, right? Where like you open with some archers? No?
No, doesn't work. Doesn't work. Against Rus, what are you even going to hit with the archers?
I guess I was thinking like trying to deny the Pro Scouts, but then like you get into, I guess, an equal archer off where Rus will eventually
like if you want to deny Pro Scouts, at that point, just go Pro Scouts yourself.
The classic. And I mean, in fairness, right, like Rus were hindered a little bit by these changes, right, on the deer shove not being there, whereas China, they weren't really focused on the deer shove. It's just the ridiculously aggressive timings on unlocking Pro Scouts.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like that big of a deal at the end of the day, right? Like, it's kind of big when we like looked at it, just how the scouts were used previously. But like, you can still do a lot of things with the scouts. Just have them on the opponent's side immediately and just steal deer over there instead of shoving in your own deer. It's going to be interesting to see. We're jumping right into it, though. Game number 2 now between these two, Puppypaw and Beasty. China versus Rus here on Dry Arabia, the driest of Arabia. And we do kind of feel that dry heat at the moment here as well.
God, yes. I am not a biased caster often. But if we could get some fast games. It's getting hot. I had to close the doors. It's nighttime now. I don't want to get flocked by moths, but let's see if someone's going to get swarmed by the bees or the archers here. Beasty with the roost in the yellow, Puppypaw with the Chinese in the red. Looking at these spawns, I think Puppypaw got a pretty, I don't know, do I say decent one here? I mean, it's nicely clumped together resources, but it is open fields against potential horse archers.
You do always have the option of locking down some of these resources with a Song Dynasty Barbican, for example. And the deer are very nicely positioned for him. You can do some funky things with walling to the stone mines and then to the wood line, have like the back option there completely for you. There is a very large open area in the back of Puppypaw space as well, which you gotta be somewhat happy about as the Chinese, because that's like prime granary spots right there. Like having a large open area, that's perfect for granaries and relatively easy to wall along the top side as well.
Meanwhile, for Beasty, I mean, why do we care about the gold location? He's not going to touch it for 20 minutes.
Even like, let's see if he's going to touch it even after 20 minutes. To be fair, like,
I think
it's one of those sips, right? One of those sips.
Like, I gave up on the absurdity when I remember, like, midway through the KPMMs, we had transhumans, and Roos would just sit there with a gold untouched in a corner for 25 minutes. I was like, surely
sounds about right.
He needs gold for something, right? Nope, guy straight up went Imperial off of Golden Gate.
Can we just have 1v1 nomads in KPMM in the next iteration?
I've been considering it. I'd have to give them more workers. I don't know how people would feel about that. There has been some controversial opinions on it in the past. So Beasty actually sitting here with like a lot of gold, actually. Did he?
I mean, that's the benefit that you get with just double hunting cabin, right? Like, it's just a lot of gold generated. So by the time that...
Wait, okay. Oh, that I was like, they look a bit close. No, he did go further. I like that. He went just a little bit further out, but optimized the way of dropping the house so that he didn't overlap the trees. Because like we've seen a lot of players just say to hell with it, and they drop the cabins a bit too close, and they share like, 7 or 8 trees.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing,
That's
right?
perfect.
Like, who's going to go Dark Age Aggression up against the Roos?
Wait, is that is perfect?
That is perfect. Picture perfect.
That is mathematically perfect. Look at that. You could sprinkle some sugar grains and they'd actually drop through to the other side.
It's like splitting atoms.
They're just almost apart. All right, so
Golden Gate coming in now.
are you ready for the fun of Pro Scouts v Pro Scouts, where you might as well just have a podcast for the first 3 minutes?
Yes, that is. I'm so ready for this. So anyway, how's your day been so far, KP?
Long, hot, pretty hyped though. Yeah, I can't complain.
We've got good sets.
Yeah, and like the benefit of like my career is I get to avoid the crying babies. I like how that's when the celebration. My partner, bless her, dealing with the 2 kids on her own, and I just get to sit here talking about video games.
Ah, yes, work.
It's very hard work, Crackety. Okay, I have to speak, drink. If I see one more Pro Scouts game, the drink will be alcoholic.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can emphasize with that. This is like, please, this meta.
Here we go, horsemen, baby. It's time to get up in someone's face.
Yeah, I guess Puppypaw, he noticed. Wait, my deer are dying. Something's going on there. Wait, no, he's going the other way. My deer are dying. Something might be going on there, but I'll still go the other way.
And now, Beasty, I mean, horsemen are kind of annoying. Like, you can react spearmen, but it does slow you down. They can just kite you out still. He has also got, like, a very wide deer spawn, right? Like, so unless you want to contest Puppypaw's back deer, which feels so difficult, it's going to be annoying how you have to now react to this horseman opening.
And, I mean, Puppypaw, he's got the benefit right now. Beasty is trying to contest the deer over there, but Puppypaw, he's a lot closer, and he's got supervision on his stables. I think this is just gonna be an even not villager, but like an even deer split at the end. No two real ways about it. Do you have the horseman though, just making things a little bit more complicated here?
I think like 2 is fine. Anything more is a bit crazy, right? Like I guess you could...
Horseman, Icarus, Icarus!
Sir?
This is a Wendy's.
I think he's sleeping.
He'll be fine. He'll walk it off.
I don't think he'll ever walk
horseman.
again. And Beasty is now going to be the spin reaction. So sometimes these type of matchups are comical, where you put all this effort into taking your opponent's like deer, and usually you only succeed because they're doing the exact same thing at the exact same pace.
Yeah. I mean, Beasty's even investing a lot more into scouts at this point in time. Being able to take the 2 deer away there, that's a pretty big delta. 700 food delta now coming in. And yeah, Puppypaw now sees the spear. And we do have the immediate archery range follow-up. But it feels kind of bad as well, sticking around that long in feudal age when you already know that your opponent is gonna hit castle age within the next 2 minutes.
He has to, otherwise he's above the average. Which in this particular realm of description is a bad thing. It's not like when you discover you're slightly taller than everyone else in high school.
Pumba's getting pulled, is actually able to secure the deer that way.
And I think like Puppypaw, I mean with 6 archers, is there really many deer left here? Can he actually hit the timing is what I'm wondering. It's like, yeah.
I mean, what resource are you gonna hit? Is the question, right? Like, are you gonna hit the gold? JK, there's nobody there.
What about his wood line?
Are you gonna hit the wood line? There's a wooden fortress there.
But if we just shoot,
so what are you
shoot
gonna
them
hit?
through the arrow slits, we can take them out.
I don't think they've had... How would you put a sniper scope on a bow? Because I've seen Far Cry 3 do it. But honestly, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, okay, maybe this doesn't work.
I think the more important part to making that succeed is that you put a grenade on the end of the arrow.
That'll work. We've got grenadiers in the game. We've got the technology, right?
Honestly, grenade hunting is one of the most efficient forms of hunting.
What about electrocuting fish?
It's very expensive on the electricity bill. You might as well just buy a cheap stick of dynamite.
Fair.
All right, so
there we go. Yeah,
high trade.
That's a
look at that. That's how you kill him. That's how you.
Maybe
no,
one village.
No.
Yeah, gets one villager kill, but you cannot dive that. It's just not possible. Puppypaw's gonna need a minute, then he'll be able to get his own age up in behind this. Deer split relatively even towards the end of it all, but yeah, just no damage that you can really do now with your feudal age army.
Wanna bet? He's almost killed a villager again. He's almost killed a villager.
And he's losing all of his archers for it.
I mean, he's got extra archers. I'm just not sure if that feels like a good statement to hear. He's not too far from his own tech up. And we do also have to remember, like, you've got more food technically than, like, Bruce here, right? Because you've got the supervision. The sad reality is this high trade house now means that your food's going to run out first.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? And now Beasty with the age up, we're seeing horsemen. Okay, there we go. The camp archers. That's the real bread and butter here of the Ruse army.
The way you said that, I can't tell if you were just completely confused or completely enthralled.
I was just like, why would you go horsemen when you've just hit castle age? Aren't there, like, I don't know, more armored units that you might want to invest into?
Is it a bait?
I think it's just like to have a little bit of front line up against the archers. We do now see lances coming in from Puppypaw. Even has the double, actually triple stable coming in now from him.
Whoa, big boy. I mean, you definitely can afford it with this type of deer gathering, right? And I think it's because he's even got supervision on. Is that 2 of them? That's crazy.
No. I think he's supervising the economy buildings, right? Because that's the reason why you get 3 stables, because you're not supervising them.
I think the tricky one is, you know how it is with these taxmen. They've actually got eyes in the back of their head. You think they're watching you, but they're actually then watching a building behind you. And we have got the Monk timing. So, Puppypaw, I mean, looking at the relic spread, Dry Arabia is usually pretty even. I think this one is actually about as balanced as you could ask for.
Yeah.
He's posturing in the center. So, archers, they are getting vetted. So, Puppypaw's just going for a classic knight archer comp, which I think solves for the horse archer mass quite well, right?
Until Boyer's Fortitude comes in. Boyer's Fortitude just kind of flips it all on its head, because suddenly, like, you're gonna be able to survive like 3 or 4 additional archer shots. Yeah. It makes it... I mean, that's the thing as well with like the cavalry archer, right? Like, it's such an unfocused unit. It does everything. It does a little bit of everything, and
it's a jack of all trades. It kind of feels it's like maybe a bit too masterful at all of them as well.
It's lazy story writing is what it is. It's Game of Thrones level story writing.
It's like, you know, it's unimaginative, like, actor hiring. You know, he's like, yo, who should we get for this epic part? Pedro Pascal. He'll do a good job. Now, I love Pedro Pascal.
He's gonna sell me AirPods.
Exactly. But he is in everything, just like horse archers in every single brew strategy. Every once in a while, I've
never noticed him until the Apple ad.
And now you see him everywhere.
Oh no! That cannot happen. That cannot happen.
Beasty's feeling pretty good. He's like, where was my front line? You got my front line. Drops off the relic because he just profited an easy peasy 300 resources. just kill the scout. At this point, just kill the goddamn scout. He's going for the relic again.
This time around, he's brought friends.
It's a mockery at this stage, right? It's almost just like the focus on this fight after the wall. It's like you just have to rub salt into the wound.
Behind us, more relics being taken as well. Looks like one of the warrior monks at least is going to get picked off on the left-hand side.
Psych.
No.
No.
The scout?
Yes, give me another scout. Another scout. Look at that.
Oh, no.
Fantastic. More front line for my horse archers.
No blacksmith upgrades in, though, for Beasty at the moment. So the knights are actually going to trade quite decently, even up against Cav archers.
And the
veterancy on the archer. Oh, but look at that. He's got enough there to one-shot them. That is great. That is great. Can he find the timing?
Oh my God.
He's actually got enough military here.
Okay, yeah, but the relics are getting home. Like, there's 3 relics. So, like, you need to find a dive here, right, is the key now.
Also, that's the point, right? Like, your opponent invested a lot into these warrior monks. You have not invested jack into monks, into relics. You're just living in the moment.
Yeah, like while Beasty was busy hiring Pedro Pascal, you walked out into the street, found a random guy called John, and was like, you'll be great at this. But it turns out John was actually a prodigy kid. It's working. We've got 12 lancers. We've got a crossbow switch coming in as Beasty begins the knights. Can he keep the pressure up this dive?
That's going to be the question here, right? We're diving past the outpost now as well. Knights a little bit too far away from the archers. Archers just now coming back there as well.
The warrior monks. Saints Blessing's going to help out a little here. And they are quite tanky themselves, so that's going to be his saving grace. Puppypaw, a cool idea, but he's running out of steam for the dive.
Just ran a little bit too deep here, potentially, without the entire mass in. More units coming in, still a lot more lances in queue. Cost a little bit of idle time on Beasty's side as well, though. Very important. Deer are running thin behind us, though. Has to go out onto the berries.
I think Beasty's guarding the closest relic to Puppypaw's base, so, like, there isn't even a sneak back there. There's only one that he can really guard currently. Yeah, it's just a pitiful spearman, but he'll know.
Puppypaw, I don't think he's still made a monastery at this point in time. Like, thoroughly just invested into this all-in aggression now. But he needs to make it work rather soon, because Beasty is just remassing into the Cav archers.
Spearman gets cleared. I mean, at this stage, Puppypaw's... I think, I don't think you can go back for relics until you have an edge. Like, it's not as if he has Song Dynasty either, so he's not scaling a work account at all. And you have to remember, like, we were talking about the high trade house, right? Like, that's adding in extra gold, extra food, forever and ever and ever. And now he has the extra relics to generate even further. Not to mention Golden Gate, which just becomes a very clutch means to make sure that the food transitions even further off.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe Puppypaw just needs rams now as well. in order to start doing real damage to the infrastructure. I'm not sure how long he can, in theory, dive. We're getting Boyer's Fortitude in now. This is the moment. Like, as soon as Boyer's Fortitude comes in, these fights are going to become much, much harder for Puppypaw. He's trying to go for a surround on two sides into the base of Beasty. Reinforcements are getting picked off.
Nice cut there. And he's going to realize what's happening early enough. He's going to get back. So that's -2 Lancers. Really expensive for Puppypaw. Well, hello. Lancers, they
gets a good raid.
Big hit there. Body blocks it in. And all of a sudden, the worker lead is accelerating. Puppypaw, it may not be song, but it is a sweet, sweet song to hear all those deaths. Even more workers running around like headless chickens. Beasty is on the ropes here.
Behind this also does realize that Beasty has finally run out of deer. He is on the berry, so maybe there is a point now to go for these fights. Boyer's Fortitude not quite in yet.
He's fighting without
this fight, it's going to be the best fight he can take now. Just a couple more seconds, though.
His horse archers are tanking. The knights now have it. Villagers get idled once again, this time away from the food. And Puppypaw, there's just no counter pressure onto his economy whatsoever. Beasty, at this stage, it feels like you're going to need one of those miracle wall laws, but instead of just being let me get 1 lancer, you're going to need 5. Line is thinning a little bit, so horse archers are going to clear up there. The archers are now down the TC. TC can target fire down the crossbows if it so chooses. Needs to be doing so.
Might just get sacrificed.
I mean, he has to, right? Like, if he gets any deeper, it's once again going to be workers fully idled out. And they will go deeper.
Crossbows not moving forward.
They're egg-clicking. Wait, are they just... They're attacking buildings right now. It's just archer v horse
They're
archer.
attacking buildings.
Oh, no.
Oh, Puppypaw.
Surely not. He's only got 7 lancers left. Like,
he's choking.
There's no firepower. He's not choking at this point. There's a giant boulder rammed down his throat. He can't breathe.
The Cav Archer class, though, is starting to thin out as well, and there's still the crossbows in the back.
Maybe. They're walking back towards it. Oh, return to sender here. Puppypaw. Those crossbows that have just been standing here are going to draw all fire. More lancers coming through. There's barely any army left. Beasty is now 21 workers behind. Surely this is enough for the Canadian.
It has to be, right? It just has to be. Still, though, Beasty able to get a 4th relic in behind us, but only 36 villagers left. No more military, no more food income at all to speak of. There is no way in hell that Beasty can come back from this. Villagers spotted in the back there as well. Even more going down. The economy just does not exist anymore.
The Hyman maneuver worked. Puppypaw is not choking at all. Full defib into action at this stage, Beasty. I've heard of just grinding it out to pull off a miracle. But you're going to need about 5 different miracles from 5 different religions simultaneously to come back into this game now.
More villagers getting found, but at this point in time, it's just how much more can you lose and still
give him the win.
Not surrender?
Just give him the win.
There's no way. You're down to less than 20 villagers in a bit.
But I've got 4 relics in a high trade house, and I'm Roos. And I have 3 farms. How many do you have, Puppypaw? None. He has none.
There's nothing left at this point in time, and
he's going for the Kilyadi record, I think. Is it 6 villagers?
What's the Kilyadi record?
6 villagers
before you call?
6 minutes. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
We got
Sounds
a
about right.
little way to go. And think about it this way: you can't actually kill more of Beasty's economy now. Because he's got...
Will he lose versus buildings?
I mean... You can't kill them right now. He's got too many archers. Finally, the GG comes through. Puppypaw reminding us why China has always been such a staple pick for the Canadian.
Oh, man. Honestly, I was on the seat of my edge there. The edge of my seat. The edge of my seat. They're just like this fight, like every now and then it looked like maybe Beasty has just enough in order to hold out, has just enough, like kites through his base, the choke points just not quite being in favor of Puppypaw there. And man, there were a couple of moments where just the crossbows staying back and up.
Had me worried. I was like, wait a second,
yeah.
Is this actually happening? Like the double fire from the defenses, but nah, Puppypaw had a plan. It made sense. The plan got really weird. I honestly wouldn't be surprised there was a moment where he's like, this is working, right? Like, why has he not surrendered the game yet? And Oh dear God, it's happening again. Reminder that the next map happened in the Wham Beastie series. In Light Horizon, English versus Ottomans. It did not work against Beastie in that game.
Wait, is it Puppypaw with the? I think it's Puppypaw with the English here.
I'm pretty sure it's
We're
Puppypaw.
seeing the. Is this like the moment where like Wham was like, no, trust me, it's actually really good. It's actually really good. You just gotta do it like this.
You just need to kill him faster. You know, like I understand Puppypaw's mindset. You remember the core coaching, right? You just need to be better. Okay, so like the feedback after he would have assessed the game of Wham, they would have both looked at each other and went, we know what we need to do. And in sync, as twins do, they just go, be better. And that's how
I don't know,
England's
man.
win.
Just play better.
Yep.
Yeah. Famous Puppypaw quote.
Just win, forehead.
Yeah. I'm just glad Core didn't pay for that coaching lesson.
I think he did and got refunded. This was the point, though, right? Like when you saw the Archer card at that stage getting for you, like, yeah, maybe. Oh, thank God it wasn't. Like, you know what? Maybe it should have been if people really want Roos to get nerfed. Now, sorry, Crackety, I think China's getting nerfed. That's the way Reddit brain works. You're done.
Yeah.
You're out of here. Packed to the bin. But English is a civ that's been in the bin for multiple seasons now.
Yeah, this is gonna be like, I'm not sure what even the idea is behind picking English on Enlightened Horizon. Like, you're not really bulking the army count. You're bulking the army quality early on with the men-at-arms, but that also doesn't feel that good when you're up against a civilization like the Ottomans, where if they just mass up enough, they'll eventually be able to get imams in, and then your entire men-at-arms are kind of like very, very heavily discounted because they just don't do as much damage anymore against the healing.
Yeah, the theory here, I get what he's looking for. We talked about this when we were reviewing the Wham series. Like, English against Ottomans can make sense on like a standard map. You know, like late game is quite nice. You have the Lombos deal with the Janissaries, so you have to get close to them. And then you just like spear bulk up with attack speed, etc. So there's competency there. But Enlightened Horizon, where you have to address the merchant camps, right? It almost feels like you can't ignore them. If you don't deal with them, your opponent's going to get free worker lead off of the passive income at like 6 minutes, which is just insane. And then the wolf dens. So, does he men at arms, or is this just a strict council hall rush? Like, because I can't. I almost feel like a father. I cannot condone you building men at arms here, Crackety. Okay.
The thing is, these caravan points, the points of interest, they're so important. You're getting so many resources there. Then there's as well the wolf dens. You just can't have your opponent get free 300 gold early on.
Yeah.
It's just too much value, man. And so you have to do something in the Dark Age, and there's only one thing you can do, and it is men-at-arms.
All right, hear me out. We flip the script. It's Puppypaw's Marleyan strategy. He goes out onto the merchant camp, builds a mill, clubs sheep there, builds an outpost, safe.
Sounds good. Let's see how it's actually going to work out. Game number 3 coming at you live, as we do have Puppypaw with the English moving out there onto his caravan point. We do see the barracks coming in on the outside there. Same for Beastie as the Ottomans. Enlightened Horizons, the name of the game. And yeah, I mean, it's we're seeing English come in, and we talked about this, KP, like English, that's kind of weird.
It's a bit funky. Maybe he's going to enlighten us on this particular map, though. Dare I say, it's as simple as just getting Lombos and winning the game.
Will he broaden our horizons, so to say?
I think he might not. I'm sorry. I'm not going to.
I think Wham tried that earlier.
And it didn't quite work out. And, you know, we came into this series, guys. Game 1 was a repeat from the Wham series as well. And we're like, well, maybe they had an idea and they've calibrated and they fixed the issues. Beastie was able to topple a second Canadian with that matchup, and he might be able to, for the second time today, do the same matchup against a Canadian and beat them on the same map. But men-at-arms going to hit the field. Beastie is reacting with the spearman. Both of them committed the racks out, right? I believe Beastie didn't build the house out on the merchant camp, though. No.
Maybe at this point in time, Beasty isn't just countering the playstyle. Maybe he's specifically countering the Canadians.
Oh, got it. It's getting in the head. He's massaging the temple. He's going maple syrup, maple syrup, maple syrup. Trees.
He's an anti-Canada style player.
Yeah. Oh, got it. So he drinks golden syrup.
What syrup?
A golden syrup? I don't know. Like what's the difference between golden syrup and maple syrup? Isn't golden syrup just fake maple syrup? It's the one's just like processed sugar beet, and then the other's maple syrup.
Corn syrup. Oh, it's corn syrup.
Corn syrup. That's We just got this is called golden syrup here.
Looks like Beastie is going to be able to get the first wolf. Then the Men-at-Arms just arrive a little bit way too late.
Oh, a little bit way too late.
Yeah.
Maybe if they didn't show up to the battle late because they spent all this time putting their armor on, they would have actually competed. And he's just going to run by them, is it? Yep.
I'm out of here.
This is just not fair,
Honestly,
right?
I like the initial idea here more, where Puppypaw was just trying to contest the caravan points of interest inside of Beastie space. Maybe just use the scout in order to deny or snipe the wolves then. Or just like a single Man-at-Arm.
It's just sad to watch these
Puppypaw
guys.
is just... Yeah, Puppypaw is more than just a little bit behind when it comes to the age up. He's going to be in Dark Age for the next 2 more minutes. Yeah. At least.
And you remember, like, in the olden days, Mongols...
He's not stopping.
Do you remember in the olden days, like, Mongols had the solution against, like, this Englishman arms play by building horsemen? Was the idea, right? Like, well, this civ's about to age up on you, and they have horsemen. They have some of the best horsemen in the game. And they have the food to get them.
And it's not just that. Puppypaw, he hasn't even moved out to gold yet. He is now trying to get his own wolf's den in. But there's the spearman coming in.
Oh, come on.
And I think the scout's about to go down.
What scout? Whoa, get out of there, boy.
Decimal point.
Okay, we need floats, round up. Okay, so the awkward thing here, though, is like Beastie could just waste your time because he doesn't want spears. He's against English. Like, it's the worst unit to have at the feudal stage of the game, right? So, like, this is perfect. He knows they're eventually going to die, but he's completely ruined Puppypaw's competitive timing. There isn't a timing.
Puppypaw does at the very least have the caravan points here at the moment, so is getting a good amount of economy for the time being. He just really wants that wolf den, and if Beastie gets the wolf den from him, it's a tragedy. But looks like maybe he's getting it in time. The spearmen are returning. Burn, baby, burn.
Come on, no, not like this. The scout as well.
No, he stopped.
The scout was no, please, not like this. The spears. He gets it.
Come on, Puppypaw. He needs gold now. Villagers immediately move out to gold, but that is such a devastation. My God.
I know you're playing English, but you haven't got a roleplay Oliver Twist here. This is the poor boy asking for more right now. Unbelievable. Rushes all the workers across. Beastie's so chill about it. He builds a military school. No rush here to get the boys out.
Two. Why build one? Just build two. He's already got the stone for like another one afterwards. Once he gets the vizier point in. This hurts at the moment.
Isn't me or was it always Beastie with this? Like, I remember we had this in the early days of Enlightened Horizon. He got a ridiculous snatch in those days as well. Like this, he always seems to be the culprit. It's ridiculous.
I want to say that, like, at the moment though, like, this is a significant timing invention for Beastie. Of course, getting 300 resources for free, getting the double caravan points though.
And now, wait, Abbey of Kings. Is this
a mass men-at-arms? Oh, yeah. Is he doing that? Like, mass men-at-arms? We're seeing the farms in as well now?
Is it poor man's Burgrave?
I think it might be, KP. I think it might just be. And I gotta say, like, look at that. There's a way to his opponent's base.
I mean, I think
a very open way.
You bum rush him and drop a white tower in his base, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we've seen it work before, right? I heard on Reddit that it's an unbeatable floating point. That's an unbeatable strategy.
I mean, if this guy cheats death any more times, the Reaper's going to come up personally to deal with him.
Beasty at the moment isn't trying to recap his own points of interest. Grant, he doesn't really know just where the men-at-arms exactly are.
But he shall not
decide
fear
to play
them for
chill.
long, Crackety. Those cavalry are coming. Those cavalry, the Sipahi. Oh, wait. How did you guys... Okay.
They blinked.
Clearly, the Oliver Twist quote was correct, because these guys are so
He trapped
slim.
them inside.
They got through
He
that
deleted He deleted the pillar. He trapped them in.
Oh, no. Yeah, good luck getting back to the Abbey of Kings. Oh, the Imam play. Like, this is the thing. Oh, BC looks across it. Wow, interesting. The Abbey of Kings strategy. Well, I have a mobile Abbey of Kings. So, checkmate.
Yeah, it's a lot more healing from the imams that you can get from the king, right? Especially on the field, during the fights, immediately after the fights.
I like how he turns around
Sipahi.
after Fortitude ends.
Yeah.
That hurts.
And
All
Sipahi, man, they're just so tanky. They have so much more health as well compared to a men-at-arm, a premium unit, by the way. Premium unit.
Did I mention we'll throw in a horse as well for that price? Yeah.
Oh, Puppypaw, he is actually just aging up. Look at that, King's Palace coming in.
So he chooses greed.
This feels bad. This feels really bad up against the Ottoman. Like, Ottomans are really, really fine when it comes to skipping feudal age. They're like, oh, we're skipping feudal age? That's fine.
Nice. My
I don't
military
mind
score is
doing
going to
that.
be good.
I've already got 2 imams out. I'm just going to take the relics.
It's not like he's got many men in arms to threaten that. And no, then Imperial Armory, there it is, coming in the back. Now, this is one of the annoying things about Ottomans, is like, despite their dominance on this map, the starting location is a nightmare for optimal blacksmiths.
He's going to have to wait for the gold mine there to run out in order to be able to get the blacksmith in there in the back. Puppypaw, he hasn't positioned the men-at-arms yet in order to lock out the relics.
The walls, wait, does he get behind? He micros
he's drifting.
Right. Wait, what? No, the spearman pulls him back. Wall goes up. Well played. Beasty, I thought he was going to have to sacrifice one work on the other side, but does it perfectly.
Yeah. Age up now has come in. We do see Sipahi out there. There are 2 men-at-arms, but honestly, 2 men-at-arms?
He just ignores them.
Don't feel that worrying. Yeah, it's just fortification immediately.
I mean, I take more
cares,
damage,
man?
but how are you going to catch me? Oh, this is brutal. Puppypaw does at least get the age up. King's Palace is going to be annoying, but it's not a white tower, so he actually just doesn't care.
We do see knights coming in, just normally produced at this point in time. Beasty, just more Sipahi coming in, and we do have the imams moving out yet. No, they're still inside the base from Beasty. Could be
He's
moving
worried
out
about
soon.
the king. The king can be annoying at that point, but once he
he
does
actually
get out,
did some damage there as well.
yeah, once he gets out though, like look at the location of those 2 relics straight in the center. Like, you know, you just need a moment here. The Puppypaw kind of needs to make sure he leans the guard there. King is barely actually staying alive. The Sipahi can actually chase him down here.
Another Sipahi raid.
I haven't found worker kills
These poor
yet,
villagers. Yeah, not again at least. 2 villagers were taken down earlier.
So once again,
Lance is now also coming in from Beasty.
I'll throw in the horse for the same price. Yeah, this is... I mean, this just feels like an immobile comp for Puppypaw, right? Which is great once you have scale, but in the early phases, as we're seeing, cavalry wins.
Seeing some horsemen coming as well, though. Ronin coming in, 2 of them. That's 200 gold. Beasty apparently can afford it.
Do you know what the most broken civ is with the Ronin?
Ottoman with the matter?
HRE.
Do they get the movement speed?
Yeah, they get the Adidas sneakers. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh, Imam.
Crazy.
Nice move back there. Does have enough to body block. I think it's the scalp, but Ring of Roses begins. No, Beastie, no! No! Think of life before greed. Okay, it works. Wait.
The wolf is playing favorites here.
That guy's like, ooh, that was a close one. Say what now? You seem to be wearing a little hood. Are you Red Riding Hood in disguise? Ronins now are arriving to harass, but he will have enough to at least shut that down.
Yeah. Abby also nice with the healing there, but lost the knight earlier. Would have been amazing if we managed to pull that one back, but at least traded it out for the Imam-ish with some support.
Oh, you're one of those guys. Wolf done all the work. You take the credit.
Yeah.
I saw
It's a team effort.
Oh, now it's a team. You know, it's like when someone says, I almost got first. Yeah, but you
It
didn't.
depends on like who you're talking to, right? Like if it's in front of the boss, yeah, it was all me. If it's with the coworkers, it's a team effort, man.
Collaborative
Couldn't
effort,
have done it without
guys.
you.
Like I couldn't have got this promotion and all this money without you.
I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
You're the real heroes. I'm not going to share any of my salary with you, but you guys, you rock. So Spearman aren't making a turn from this fight. Beasty, of course, could build into more imams to get the heal up. He's lost both of them, so like there's going to be an expensive investment, a side investment into Mosque Imam at some point here.
Yeah. The mosque has been built up. The imams are just very hard to afford on a budget of 14 gold per minute.
But if you save up all your pennies, you'll have them by Christmas.
Matter gets sniped out as well by the Spearman of all things.
Wait, did you just have it on a different control group? Because it just kind of didn't move. The Spriggles are coming in now. These get really annoying because they scale up fast. So, like, Puppypaw leaning to men-at-arms might become problematic for him.
Puppypaw is also making some horsemen now, and a main issue is that Beasty at this point in time, he's completely scaled into the military schools, and sure, like getting a couple extra villagers from the King's Palace feels nice. We're just not at that scaling point at this point in time yet, where it's a really big advantage. A couple of farms are in though, and farms have been buffed recently. Knights doing their best to keep running away there and just healing in the meantime. I think like mass horsemen and spearmen, just this big blob of units, probably fits the bill of the English best at the moment with the farm setup that's coming in, and we are getting both upgrades there, veterancy on the horsemen and the spearmen. So it looks like that might just be the army composition here. It could still be really iffy against Sapahi and Springles.
Well, it's not just that. Like, can we check what Ottomans are at now? Like Vizier Point, isn't it going to be the Advanced Academy next? It's like you could Janissary into what you just described.
Yeah, 100%. Just like only Janissary works completely as a counter. Like Janissaries have been nerfed a little bit up against horsemen, but is it enough?
I mean, Spearman and Horseman is begging to get shot in the face, right? Like it's a really tricky one. I think like obviously that does open you up to longbow spam from your opponent, but like I think he's already covered there. The Sapai count is really healthy.
Yeah. Piper also not able to spot out that Imam. And the Spy Mass is just getting very, very dangerous. We're also seeing Armor Clad now coming in, so maybe a mix-in with Men-at-Arms. He does spot the crossbows.
I mean, MAA
it's difficult to
could feel
go
pretty
into that army comp.
good here if it was a Janissary switch, because like, is it 13 damage, I think, base now, and like it's 8 armor you can get up to, so it's really strong, but... Yeah, the Springles are going to answer all at this basing. And it's a really good map for them, right? Because like if you see your opponent's kind of shying away, you just take the short route to the enemy base.
It's very interesting that once again we see Puppypaw just not going for relics at all.
No.
In a game.
When he kind of had map control, right? Like there was a moment early on where Beasty was in control, but then he completely retracted. He folded from the map for like a good minute or two. Now, well, looks like he's ready to dive in again. Hesitation sets in, though. Yeah, the scout saw some of it, but he felt like he's being tricked.
We do see the horseman now being revealed in full. But the interesting thing is that, like, Puppypaw, he's trying to mass army. Beasty has way more military. Way more military, just courtesy of the military schools. And...
Oh, dear. And look at what he's building next. He just queued up the Janissaries, so he just got the Advanced Academies.
He's got the confirmation in. And his opponent is, making the one unit that Janissaries is very good against.
You can't let him do that. You got to teach him a lesson the hard way. This isn't a Dumu Numadon game where you just have Polish cavalry and don't care.
Did he cancel... He canceled veterancy on the spears.
I mean, the
it was coming in earlier.
The Springles aren't biased. They hold no prejudice. They will equally kill spearmen and men-at-arms happily.
Yeah. They're definitely not biased here. It's just like this is starting to become more of an uphill battle and more like a car joyride up against the wall.
by up against the wall, you mean 60 miles and there was a wall in the way. I don't know how it got there, officer. And
90 degrees elevation.
I'm not a Skyrim horse, sir. And the tricky part here is, like, having a big economy is deceptive on this map because you need somewhere to swing it. Now that... Wait,
Siege, though? The siege?
Beasty, he's not looking. Horsemen, they get in, they find the Springolds. It'll be a cleanup. And able to just shuffle away.
Able to snipe a Janissary here, maybe not. He was looking at him funny.
So you have to build the second wave, because at this point, like, yeah, you lost the siege, but you want to keep trying to stranglehold your opponent. But it means you're now open to raids, and we can see Beasty did just move out onto the golds in the middle of the map. Puppypaw hesitates, though. He comes back and is sneaking out himself.
It's going all the way to the top side. Doesn't have any gold in the bank, though, at the moment. We're seeing veterancy on the Spearman coming in now. Just doesn't have enough of a unit mass. Wallow is going to get denied just in time.
Yeah, let's not make that a pattern for the series, thanks. I mean, Beasty...
Puppypaw...
Wait. I think Puppypaw did try for relics in the end, by the way. One of them almost made it into his base.
Almost, but it's like a thing, like, he went for relics at the point in time where his opponent already had 3 relics garrison. And Beasty, he's on almost 30 Sipahi now.
What the hell? This Civ, I mean, people call Lancaster Demon Civ, but you give Ottomans the right map, and they are by far one of the biggest boogeymen you can encounter. This being a prime map example. And the knight finds the workers, and short bows is even worse than ships here. No. He's still not. Is it enough? It's still not enough. He's going to lose another worker.
It's just...
Okay, finally micros it back, but I mean,
there's probably just going to be a single additional knight that's going to move over there now.
Yeah, that was Grandpa, and now his grandchild has come to follow the legacy of killing English people.
Yeah.
Like a Viking that comes every few years.
Puppypaw is fully set on just making more and more spearmen and horsemen. Like, this is entire army composition. And I get the appeal, right? Like, with English, you're getting so much food income. The issue is, like, at the moment, it's still not at that point where it has really, like, transcended what Beasty can manage due to the military schools and Beasty also being on deer at the same time. It's not, like, completely unobtainable for him. And that's another one.
Goy. Also, keep in mind where he's fighting. Like, you know, there's no upside because you're nowhere near your network. Like, Beasty, that was the smart read. You remember earlier when he was diving towards this location, the racks are being built? He understood, like, oh, the horsemen coming in, the attack speed aura, the choke points. It's bad to go in. I don't need to go in. This isn't like a dry Arabia where you flex resources in all the directions. Enlightened Horizon may give you a high ground, but this is not Star Wars Episode 3. It's actually not as good of a thing as you'd think because of how little's on there.
Beasty, he's next up, just going to go up to Imperial Age, at which point, like, all the military schools that he's invested into are just going to be sent into overdrive. Fight is coming in. We do have the aura this time around, though, for these units.
The
Spearman should be doing a great job.
And the Janissaries are the scary thing. Needs to topple them quickly. Horsemen, a few of them have moved up. That's mostly spears on the Sprinkles. It lines up. Oh, no. Ooh. He came from the perfect angle. Horsemen are going to rotate in to try and make it another cleanup on Siege, but there's not much left
even with the aura. Yeah, but the Spearmen, even with the aura, they just don't attack quickly enough. The Sipahi just so much healthier as well. Horsemen are coming in now. Sipahi still in so many numbers, though.
Yep, they just body block it. The Janissaries going to stand their ground here. This feels like Puppypaw's last stand. And I don't know if it's really going to be good enough. He's rushing a keep up to stay alive. But while he goes for a castle to barely hold on, Beasty is getting ready for Imperial Age. And he's going to have an army to attack into this economy with still. There's nothing left of the English army.
It's just such an ugly army composition that you just cannot beat, it feels like. Sipahi and Janissaries, a match made in heaven. And now the Sipahi find their way onto the villager keep. Does get finished up, though. But Beasty, 300 food left until Imperial.
And Puppypaw, he's drained his reserves, right? Like, there's just nothing here. And these Sipahi now can just leak into the farms. There's just nothing to defend. There's no one left. Yeah. He's got one spearman. And that guy better be holding a spear crafted and wielded by Poseidon himself. Because otherwise, it's not going to be good enough.
More spearmen coming in, but Beasty just killed like 20 villagers over the last minute.
Not done yet. No, there's more Sipahi trickling in from the front side. So the farms there are going to get idled out. And he's ready to pull the trigger. He can do whatever he wants. Obviously, it'll be instable,
Look at
but he can
these
even just
Sapai.
Seagate. Still just trading out against the counter unit.
He's even out the villager count. There's still Janissaries
He's still
alive.
killing them. He's still killing. No, the lumber camp. Come
Oh
on.
my god.
Not like this. He's just trickling
This unit.
He's literally just trickling spearmen into these Jannies. And finally, they're going to be mopped up. But did you realize, Crackety, that Puppypaw built a white tower? Oh, wait, no. He just lost 38 villagers.
Yeah. Honestly, Beasty at this point, he's like that SpongeBob meme. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? We've seen it earlier as well. Puppypaw.
Oh, I thought you were
It's
going
just
with...
not working.
I thought you were going with, are you ready, kids? And then, like, Puppypaw saying, no, God, no, I can't hear you. And just gets ready with a dive.
And now Sapai are finding the villagers on the gold. The last 5 villagers Puppypaw send up there. He's gonna get notified, but he does actually have it
He's
fortified.
got fortified, yeah. But Imperial Torch damage, attack speed, more attack speed.
Fortification.
But attack speed. Has he activated it? I don't think he has.
I'm not sure.
I'm sure they've got this.
I mean, he might just need to pull the villagers out for a quick repair tap. The issue is that Sapahi, their lances reach.
Villages. He's going off the mare now. But that guy's not torching. And wait, can this one drunk guy stop attacking the mining camp? There we go, boys.
Let's have some reinforcements coming in. Villagers jumping out, trying to go for repair. One goes down immediately, jumping out again.
Well, they'll survive, but the idle time, the lack of gold, and did I mention that Beastie's queued up Great Bombards?
And now they're elite.
Elite Great Bombards.
Elite Sapahi.
But also the Great Bombards are kind of elite.
220 health. This is like elite horsemen with bloodlines level of health.
Let me just queue up biology and we'll be off to the races.
Yeah, Sapai is a reasonable unit.
Hey, don't give me that smack. He had to get to Imperial for it.
They were good before Imperial as well.
This isn't a fair measurement, Crackety. He picked English.
I mean, Puppypaw's finding his own way up to Imperial Age right about
It's
now.
a Berkshire,
but yeah,
though.
it's a Berkshire. It doesn't feel as good. It doesn't have the same appeal as a Wingard. Granted, Wingard kind of locks you in a little bit when it comes to like what units you want to make. Like ideally, you want to make like the Rangers, right? But they're very expensive to make.
Yes.
Or like the Raiders as well. But you don't want to make Raiders up against
It
Janissaries.
basically leaves you with footmen, I think.
Yeah.
And actually, like in fairness, footmen are really good against Ottomans because of the
They're
bonus against
Springles.
Cav. In fairness, they're really good against...
Also, great bombards to bonus damage.
But also, they're really good against... Just let me have this, man.
They're really great.
There we go. Thank you very much.
They get the KP seal of approval.
Did I mention they have more ranged armor?
You haven't. You did know.
There we go. And they have more health.
They
There
do
are-
have a good amount more health.
They're a decent unit.
Yeah.
Villages? Oh, God. Nah, I mean...
This
You're
is fine.
Ottomans. You've got a 15 villager lead and you have...
There are about 6 Springles about to meet these spearmen.
And a gajillion guns.
Pew pew.
All right, here we go. Sapahi. They'll definitely lose these spearmen. Oh, wow. Okay.
We're getting enclosures in now as well. This is just going to be a full-on late-game battle now between English and Ottomans. Beastie did get his own second TC in at some point, though. So Puppypaw
Okay.
is actually like firmly behind in the village account.
What we look at
Economically,
with the-
he's
Sorry, I
getting
was
more
just-
food. It's
Well,
just
he-
not that good.
I'm wondering like what the vizier point system is looking like right now for BC because like the Ottomans newly jigged. That's an intriguing detail. He went for
Oh,
it.
look at that.
Yeah.
Paxota mana. It's 75%, right? Like that's a beastie vizier point if I've ever seen one.
On 2 TC as well, right? He's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's like a mini Palace of Swabia.
It is. It is like 4 minutes as well. 75%. That's 5 seconds per villager. It's kind of crazy.
Is it? Like, wait. You need to. I think you need to switch to Beasty's vision to see his production speed because it should be a lot quicker.
Hasn't it already run out?
Wait, did he do it that long ago? Good lord. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while ago. That's how he overtook him in the first place. The villager count.
Really? I thought that was the casual, unbiased
43 villagers killed.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah, you're right. That does make a pretty big dent there in the army count. Puppypaw's got a pretty good army mass at the moment. It's funny that you're outmassing your opponent 2-1, yet your opponent's army value is still like multiple thousands higher than yours.
Sapahi, baby. And still a decent number of springalds, actually, which is pretty important considering just how much Puppypaw is bulking men-at-arms.
Yeah. There are longbows coming in now as well. Longbows are going to do quite well up against that. They just might not want to fight up against the Zapai necessarily if they can avoid it.
Oh, that's cheeky.
Fortitude's coming in.
He's like, well, I'm being chased by a bunch of melee, but yeah, maybe not the best use of it there. But he's claiming more and more map, right? We've got Lucky on the AK. That's going to be a keep to cover the short route. And, I mean, Beasty, what are you really missing here? Is he just trying to casually scale into great bombards, not try to like force or rush the state of the game?
I'm wondering, like, this is the game's gone a little bit weird now, but the issue is still like we're talking about Ottomans and Imperial Age, and it used to be that English is an S-tier civilization in Imperial Age. Doesn't quite feel like that at the moment. I feel like that place has been kind of replaced by the Ottoman and their absurd army composition of Sapahi and Janissaries.
I am wondering how this game is not over though. Like, is Beasty slow rolling? Does it? Okay, here we go. I was about to say because like it feels like you need to be doing something about these English farms. They are pretty damn powerful in the late game.
They are, especially with the 5% buff. Like they're really, really solid. It doesn't quite make up for the horticulture, like the food eco upgrade nerfs, but
and also keep in mind that buff was for Dark Age, Feudal Age Castle. It didn't apply to Imperial, right? Like, that's a flat rate. They didn't get changed. But, you know what? That's a pretty damn good raid. Thank you, Seek Shelter. Oh my god!
It's a group hug, KP. It's a group hug.
A group hug? Yeah, in this weather? No surprise it killed this many people. 20 plus workers just went down.
Yeah, this is a raid for the ages. Like the Zapai, they don't care about the keep fire as well.
I mean,
they got enough health. They can shrug off a couple of arrow fires.
It just feels like the almost snuggle will struggle. I mean, I don't think Puppypaw has textiles, judging by how quickly they just melted.
Yeah, I mean, it's very expensive as well. He barely has gold at all. Yeah, it's no textiles.
Oh, God. And look at what it done to his food income. The idle time alongside that. Like, wasn't he about 2,000 food? Now 800.
He was 2.5, like almost 2,500 food. Now he's not able to blow up like this big mass of men-at-arms, which he really wants. Elite Army Tactics coming in now. He is starting to attack from the front side, but more raids.
The north side fight.
Both sides.
Is he going to fight him here?
It's not a good fight to take. Janissaries do like same DPS as hand cannoneers. Okay. Not hand cannoneers, crossbows.
So congrats, you've left your base and your villages to be defended by castles against massively tanky, ranged armor heavy cavalry. That's painful, man.
Splits of the army a little bit. These great bombards, AoE bonus damage up against men-at-arms. Doesn't feel that great as well. Now, Puppypaw thinks, okay, it's time for him to get some raiding in.
At this point, he's just running by the farms. Like, honestly, there's men-at-arms like Theresa May just running through the fields, rushing up against the wheat. They're doing nothing. They maybe killed 2 workers there. And Beasty starts
Lead Army Tactic's about to come in. I think Puppypaw just wants to wait until Lead Army Tactic finishes to take a fight. I want to say like a last attempt in this game. Heap now coming up at the front side. Is he going to move in? He's going to fall back.
I don't think does he know about the gold in the northern corner?
Oh, and the stone wall at the front side shuts him down.
And that is definitely not going to get denied. The castle being rushed up here. The Great Bombards, the Springles as well. You're about to see him lose the military lead off the back of this. It's just too much men.
But as they can't get close, look at the choke point there. The cannon shots.
Line them up, boys. Line them up.
It just disappeared.
Yeah, it turns out you can't really call yourself a men-at-arms when a cannonball literally removes your torso from the rest of your body. And
there is no war in Ba Sing Se.
It's just a figment of our imagination. I can't hear you over the sound of all the explosions and the gunfire. Yeah, it's kind of no surprise that when you bring a sword to a modern warfare, you're going to lose. This is getting ridiculous. Remember, Puppypaw had almost 100 military 2 minutes ago, and he can't remass.
That's right. The army value, a mere 4,000 to now 20,000. Great Bombards, Sipahi, Janissary. What more do you need? And what can you do
more great
against it?
Like, I think the answer is just more Great Bombards. The classic Ottoman answer, and there you go. That's why Puppypaw, I think he tried up there and the keep drop was already there, so that was pointless. And at this stage, you know, maybe Puppypaw is just feeling like it's probably quite over. But, you know, Beasty thought he could come back in that Roost game, so kill me.
Yeah.
Your hesitation was like putting down a wounded puppy.
I mean, we know how this one's gonna go now, right?
Yes.
Like the writing's on the wall, and there's just no going back now. We've got the Great Bombards coming in, so the infrastructure's next. Puppypaw just doesn't have reasonable income, a reasonable, like, even if Puppypaw had like 10,000 of every single resource right now, what units would he make?
It's also just like
against this.
He just doesn't have the production rates. We're not seeing that much queued up. We're not seeing them come out fast. He's only getting Military Academy now, and he's not going to have a primary TC to speak of anymore. You're fighting in choke points. The Great Bombard's going to line out. The Springles are also just keeping value, and we are going to be heading into a game 4 with Beasty on the verge of making playoffs. No doubt about it anymore. The English, just like the Knights Templar, has failed twice now for the Canadians when faced with the Serb.
"27 Sipahi in queue. Any Sipahi that dies here at the front side just gets immediately brought back. And KP, I don't know, but wasn't like Men-at-Arms supposed to like be a light cavalry counter to some sorts? Like, think about it, right? Like, it has melee armor. It doesn't feel like it's melee armoring here in these fights.
It also
21 damage from the Sipahi per hit.
Yeah, and let's not forget that. Oh wow, what's that? You've got armorclad? Me too. What a coincidence.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I just got the same armor, man.
Everything's so tanky, man. And Springles are actually carrying a lot. Look at this. He's hitting, what, on average, probably 6 to 7 different men-at-arms? Yes, please, run back at me again. I beg of you. And Beasty is begging him to just GG at this stage. The landmarks are getting sniped.
Yeah. Get out of my game is what he's saying here.
Well, I can't hear you over the cannons.
Which cannons? Mine or yours? Oh, yours aren't there anymore. I missed them.
Why is yours so much bigger than mine? GG finally comes in. Beasty takes the lead. And on the verge of now making it into EGC Masters Summer's playoffs.
Ottomans and Imperial Age. It's truly a match made in heaven. But I don't know, man. Like, whenever we get into these late stage Ottoman games and you just see the Sipahi, you see the Janissaries, it's like, yeah, I don't know what the win condition of the other civilization is at that point in time. Granted, Beasty did a great job of raiding the entire time. It's not like, it's the Civ, man. It's the Civ. I just get tilted whenever I see Ottomans in the late game, just because I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer to what you do there. It's like, the answer is don't let it get to that point in time, but it's not a satisfying answer, is it?
No, I mean, like to your point, it's up there with like how Nesta Bees in the late game used to feel. You know what I mean? We're like, well, I mean, this kind of sucks. Why are they so good all around? Whereas, you know, Great Bombers, they have gone through some nerf points, but it's not really about the Great Bombards anymore. A lot of people are going to look at this game and go, wow, I mean, GB carried that, right? And I get where you'd be coming from. Yeah, very good at sieging. You see those ponies there? There's a lot of them. It's breeding season in the Ottoman Empire. They were key to success from start to finish of this game for Beasty.
Yeah. The Sipahi, man, they're just such a big meat shield as well. Perfectly capable of soaking up any damage for the Janissaries, and at the same time, trading out really damn well up against the Men-at-Arms.
Yeah, it's just like a tough one. I mean, I've seen players miraculously make that Men-at-Arms spam work in any matchup. Like, I don't know about you. Like, if there's one player I trust that strategy to get the late game, it's been Louis MT historically. Like, that man has something weird about the way he flank raids Men-at-Arms. But for, yeah, not even the average Joe, right? Most of the other pros, like, it just feels like you take too long to rotate and you get caught doing it, which is what happened there for Puppypaw, unfortunately, right? Like, you have your Men-at-Arms on the north side of the map. I think 80 of them at one stage, which guarantees there's literally no one guarding the base. So, like, you didn't even really get to prove that Sipahi could be somewhat stopped by MAA. But Phrygian Marsh is coming up next. Byzantines versus Malians. How do you feel about this one on Phrygian? Because I feel like Malians has been ramping up in pick rate with the new addition to this map.
Malians on Frisian Marshes. It's kind of a weird one, honestly, I want to say. Like, it feels nice. It synergizes a lot, I want to say, like with the changes that have been made overall in regards to like the sheep distribution, right? Because now like food runs out a good bit quicker, and your opponent is tempted to move out onto the map, and so far really good at raiding. So those kind of things like play very much into the hands of the Malians. Shoreline fishing also gives a good amount of olive oil, I want to say, for the Byzantines. It's very, very quick. It's not that much olive oil, but it's some for sure. And with very quick at the rate, compare that, like, take on top of that, like a cistern gathering. If you get a cistern out there, it's very deep into the map. Probably still not something that Byzantines might want to go for, though. I think it synergizes well. I think Mali is quite nice on this map.
Okay. Like, the weakness, of course, is usually in this matchup is the early Cura Siphon timings, right? And
yeah,
one thing to keep in mind is this map does seem to now consistently spawn the golds forward of the TC, right? So, like, potentially Beasty takes an aggressive line?
Would make a lot of sense, but we talked about how that aggression has been pushed back a little bit timing-wise overall. And I think especially the early timing is what's most important to the Malians, to be able to blow up their own javelin throw mass. And it's kind of difficult like going for javelin throws as Byzantines up against the Malians, because they'll just make more.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're just a minute away. Reminder, by the way, folks, this is the last series of today. Tomorrow, we will start to see players getting eliminated. The knockout bracket is how we're going to open things up. Whoever wins here will make it straight through to playoffs. We've already locked in Marine Lord, Louis MT, and Anatand. Either Puppypaw or Beasty will join them. And then the remaining series you're going to see before we hit playoffs are all elimination, right? It's going to be an absolute bloodbath full of tears tomorrow and July 5th.
Exactly. Anybody out there out of the entire tournament? It's kind of interesting, right? Like this, I want to say like this format in general. Like we call it double elimination, but it's more like the triple elimination, which we allude to time and time again.
Yeah, it's quite forgiving. It's just, I think, you know, it's a very creative, different way to approach things than just doing a group stage, right? But like, you know, I don't think we've used this format before in AoE4, now that I think about it.
Never seen it.
No. Like, I remember Red Bull Wallow had an interesting one in 22, right? Where it was like, you matched up, and then you matched up the losers versus the losers, and it was like a very weird version of a double elim bracket with like, that was meant to be more balanced and more fair. Led to some crazy results, though. But, you know, let's see who's actually going to get that free ticket punched into playoffs. It's time for game number 4. Beasty, a win here would lock him in to the top 8.
Wait.
And
Beasty?
Wait.
Beasty?
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. No, this is... yeah, That's not a cistern.
He cannot Donzo rush my mining camp if there are two of them.
It's getting late. It's getting late. Not just for us, but for these players as well.
I think Marine Lord would describe this as peak gaming hours.
True.
Besides, you not just like chug more energy drink when timing gets late? I mean, you know, like we're only all in our 30s at this stage. It's only been 9 or 10 hour day at this stage.
30, speak for yourself, but I still find myself disgusted sometimes when I like look in Discord and I see Sass and Baltune playing games at 3 a.m. And then Cow's there, and I'm like, wait, what the hell? Cow's still alive?
I mean, I stay up until like usually 2 a.m. and I've got to wake up early with 2 kids. Just like, what is sleep? You know, you can sleep when you're dead.
Yeah. True.
I don't think anyone's going to die quickly in this game.
I feel like this is gonna potentially take a while till we get to that point. Honestly, I feel like Malians might just be a little bit favored overall.
Yeah.
That depends, like, on, of course, like what kind of like gameplay we're getting here. Whether it's gonna be like a Farimba type play, or whether we're gonna be just cow booming, cow vibing.
I mean, what would you do Farimba for here? Like, the Javelineers did get nerfed. I don't know if it's as valuable anymore. But then again, like, Byzantines are a decent civ at dealing with Sofa, right? Due to the teardrop shields.
Yeah.
By the way, that is...
Teardrop shields being able to... That's a good one.
That's like... That's actually kind of disgusting. It's very rare for resources to spawn between the tree lines now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's good for Puppypaw because he wasn't really going for aggression anyways. But yeah, there's a disgusting berry spawn there in the back.
Yeah, so Beasty, I mean, on top of that as well, like, you know, it has a nice fluidity to it when you want to transition your wood into olive groves, right? Because, like, any woodworkers could then be just flipped immediately onto farms with, like, 2 steps.
Yeah, that's pretty much unharassable. Not something that Puppypaw is really going to be going in for, though, with Marlins. I would actually expect a cattle boom here.
Yeah. I think where it's crazy to think about that type of spawn is, like, had this been some, like, a Mongols pick, and you went to rush the Byzantines, I'd be breaking the keyboard right now. Like, you just feel scammed at that stage, so... We'll see if BC actually does align for aggression here. I mean, he's stone gathering actively, right? I think, was it free on the stone? So
yeah, he did.
Yeah, he's ramping up really fast.
Stone. Yeah. He did have more villagers. Like, he had 3 villagers in gold, and he just pulled all the gold villagers over. Looks like it's just going to be the immediate play into multiple cisterns. I'm not sure if we got... He's got a lot of wood as well. Maybe we do see a very fast production building as well. Maybe this is going to be aggression.
Just Limitane. Do you Limitane Jav here, or do you Limitane like Lombo? Because you're going to get outnumbered on javelins, right? Is the issue.
It depends if, like, Puppypaw sees this in time. We're seeing even more villagers going over to... No, it's 2TC.
Oh, okay. Now that's interesting. Actually, yeah, because like at this stage you would have started to add in aqueducts. And
yeah,
that's a crafty solution. This is a classic, right? Like, we have to remember, if you expect Fulani Rush, TTC has historically been a reliable solution, a counterplay to that.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, Fulani just in general just scales a lot better than 2TC, usually, at least timing-wise. We see the second TC now coming in here, next to some berries. We do still have villagers on stone, so eventually Mars System are going to be coming in. We're able to connect the berry spots out there as well.
And we have to remember, Byzantines, they amplify value out of 2TC a lot quicker than almost any civ in the game, courtesy of the system scaling that can follow this. So, like, that's something to keep an eye out for, especially if he's able to spread out towards those berries plus the fishing.
He sees the TC.
He did just discover it. But, you know, are we, like, in for a penny, in for a pound feeling here? It's only 1 ranch so far.
This just reconfirms that he can just cow boom, which he's already doing, sends more villagers over to gold, and Beasty now also spots this. First cattle ranch already full. More to follow.
I mean, we'll have some aggression potential here, right? Just naturally because of the berry gathering. It's going to get him the olive oil to spawn some units shortly. Level 2 system, of course, now connecting. Is he in buff range on the Grand Winery?
I don't think so.
Shouldn't be.
I think that should be out of range, right? Like, can we look at the Grand Winery there with the cistern? Like, how far the influence is going on the cistern next to the TC?
Definitely not in range.
Yeah,
no, it's nowhere near.
Definitely not. Yeah.
Which is awkward because that's like the primary bulk of Beastie's economy right now.
Yeah, so all these villagers missing out on 10%, soon to be 14% bonus economy. Does get up more stone though, so we'll be able to boost them up in a little bit, but yeah, nothing right away.
Scout comes in like, hey, why aren't you attacking me? Why are we macroing? It's already late for you, Beastie. Why do you want the night to never end?
This is weird. I'm not usually making this many cattle.
I mean, Puppypaw was like, yo, I don't mind this going later. I live in the Americans, right? I'm Canadian. It's still
stable
light
coming in.
outside.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting. Okay, so stable coming in now from Beastie. Maybe wants to go for like some longbow.
Horseman longbow? Yeah.
Horseman? Yeah, horseman longbow composition.
I quite like it.
Could potentially find a timing there.
Mm-hmm. I quite like it because like the thought here is like you could go javelins, but are you ever going to be able to build more javelins than the Civ that can just build them normally, right? Like you're shackled by the olive oil, and it is going to be that double unlock timing, I think, where you just go like double longbow pump.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want Keshix, right? Because like Keshix is going to feel weird into like Sofa Musafadi because the Gulams are also kind of odd there.
Puppypaw does spot this one out though, so knows about the horseman play. Could also be getting the mercenary house in now. Yep, coming in now. Yeah, I mean, without Limitani though, like, Sofa is something that Puppypaw will want to go for after the age up anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that just gives him... Yeah, there we go, stable immediately. The issue is though, like, you need a lot of Sofa because, like, the batches, the longbows come in batches.
Yeah, and the
you
nice
can't
thing
just trickle.
Is that you can start prepping them before you age up, right? Like, it's going to slow your tech timing slightly, but it's nice to have in place to just start to slow this down because you are going to end up hemorrhaging pit mines otherwise. And there it is, confirmed, locked in, Western contract now on the way. And this is looking like a triple longbow timing.
It's a lot of olive oil, not just from the main Grand Winery, but also just from the additional berries that he went on to. Cistern level 4 now, so these are going to be coming out relatively quickly as well.
You know what we need? We need another trade post between the two players' bases. All right, imagine if that was the Gigabrain strat all along. Like what, Royal Knights?
And have it always be elephants.
I don't want to... You said it, I didn't want to say it.
That's a lot of Sofa actually being queued up right now. Puppypaw in theory could... Yeah, he's also just going up to the next age behind this. So already double stable. He's going to lose out on one of the pit mines, but better on the one pit mine where the workers aren't than the one where the workers are.
Okay, but this is where like the game feels weird, right? Like we usually attribute, what, like 20 workers worth of gathering to Fulani full?
Yeah.
But Beastie's over 10 eco ahead with a Civ that then buffs that number overall by, you know, we're approaching the 26%, right? So like at this stage, he's adding in another 10 workers. Like he's mathematically, he shouldn't be behind.
Yeah. 100% agree. It's just the army composition isn't really the best for Beastie, considering what Puppypaw has, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we're getting to the point where Beastie starts hemorrhaging villagers, like the economy for Puppypaw is much safer inside of the cattle ranches.
I wonder if he just starts spamming Limitane now.
He should.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
100% he should.
It's the perfect answer. I like these primarily focusing on the tech up first. Like, you can come back for the Limitanes who are now prepping to age up. There's not a world in which he does Cataphract, right?
Surely not. He might.
It kind of sounds crazy, but also smart, because, like, your opponent can't Musafadi or Donzo into longbows.
Yeah, Veterancy is coming in on the sofas next. We do have Beastie in typical Beastie fashion, just going for some raids now with a couple of units. Is one slow you? Oh, it's a villager moving out. He gets found out. At the same time, also small raid coming in. Villager will get picked off there.
Nice little grab, and just something else he has to worry about. Obviously, Sofa not quick enough to actually gap close on Horseman either. So you can just avoid, annoy, rinse, repeat.
With the Scout, though, the Scout is going to make him slower.
Oh, yeah. Beasty's not willing to peel it off, though. So Sofas are going to start whittling away at him fast because they are castle variety. We've got the Paling's defense from the longbows. And tech up complete. And it is indeed going to be the Cataphract strat. So Beasty queues up the heavy cav.
Interesting. Don't have any additional armor upgrades yet on the Sofa, so Beasty with the Lombos, like he's doing a lot of damage to the Sofa. They do not have a ton of armor yet. Mosk is coming in from Puppypaw. Beasty doesn't need a Mosk, he's already producing from his Grand Winery. Can we take a quick look at the Grand Winery? See just how long does it take to produce one of these monks? 15 seconds?
Wow.
Man, that's crazy.
That's like rookie numbers. You don't even produce as quickly as China? It's China.
You do quicker.
China. I thought China was quicker.
Yeah, with supervision, it's quicker.
Like, yeah, 10, is it?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Totally reasonable.
150%.
So, Cataphracts are going to be able to raid in and dive pretty efficiently. Puppypaw, like, the other awkward thing here is, like, you know, if you don't have a unit that quickly kills them, you can't say, oh, surround him with Sofa. Like, that's the obnoxious thing about Cataphracts. We've seen it so many times, like, I've got him. I've trapped him. Why is he running over my units?
More raids coming in yet again. Do we have imported armor yet on the Sofa?
No, definitely not at that health.
Not yet.
Oof.
Yeah, three armor still.
It's gonna get worse.
Puppypaw now also going into archers. But look at just how many Lombos Beasty has. Not a dime spent on any of them. 25 Lombos out on the field.
Wait, he's putting, like, everything into an archer focus, right? Like, Undermesh to generically protect, veterancy for archers. But your opponent just got veterancy on Lombos. Like, right now, Puppypaw doesn't actually have, like, a solid answer to the LB.
Yeah, not just that, but Cataphracts also get, with the painted shields, of course, get, like, an additional +1 armor. So they're, like, even in the armor count to Sofa.
And also, crossbows now coming out to counterplay. Like, this is actually... I've seen Byzantines do this a decent amount in the past, and it's weirdly scary when they just do, like, full ranged with barely any melee. Because they're getting all the premium type solutions, right? Crossbows count Sofa, and Lombos are just king of the initial engagement. So, like, surprising just what you can do with nothing to actually hold the front side.
Yeah. Do now have the villager moving on, and we do see how it was for the pit mine coming in on a large gold vein. More gold for Puppypaw. You see he's moving out with a couple of Cataphracts there. Do get spouted out, though, by the Sofa. And the Sofa, finally, we're getting the imported armors in.
Okay, yeah, he does react quick enough. That could have got ugly fast. So full-on posturing over towards, what, the pit mine here?
Looks like he's moving towards it. Also, the relics, of course.
Yeah, I like what he done there. Like, I feel like going any deeper these Lombos is just not worth the risk. Like, you know your opponent's got more troops, right? And you can get cut off and just chase down. Because, like we mentioned, this is a decent comp as long as you can keep range. You do not handle a multi-flank attack well at all.
Yeah. Beasty, right now, 5 Cataphracts, probably doesn't want to mass a lot more at this point in time, just because they are very, very expensive. And gold is needed on other fronts as well. Is actually fronting right now with the Sofa up against them. And there aren't enough healer boys in order to heal the weak Cataphracts up again.
I mean, it's going to take a while, right? But, like, if he feels there's nothing else to do, it's going to pay off in droves for the time being. But it does mean that I think Puppypaw's likely to end up getting the third relic. But still, like a 3-2 split, when you consider like Beasty's comp, it's pretty impressive he's still got 2 of the relics off this map.
Yeah. Beasty, more than 20 villagers added at this point in time. Food count still looking better for Puppypaw. Overall income looking better for Puppypaw. Just because Beasty at the moment also has to invest a lot into his own farm transition. Once that is all finished, with the Cistern influence as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be looking very strong.
I mean, the crazy thing is you have to think about the very simple math logic of this is that when Cistern gets to like 100 villagers buffed, it easily exceeds like the performance you get out of Fulani, right? And normally you go even higher to like 120 pot, right? So like Fulani's not going to be the resolution for Malians. Like right now, they're at risk of being out-zerged and kind of out-qualitied actually.
We're getting a good amount of archers in, though, with poison arrows. Plus 2 pierce armor also coming in. If he gets plus 2 pierce damage in before the next engagement, I think.
Wait, is Beasty's going Imperial Age, is he not? he just prepped Mangonel and placements.
He's flirting with the idea.
Yeah. Okay, no, it's going to be a recommitment. He's queuing up Horseman.
Does have his farm transition almost finished up. No scout with the units here at the front side, though. Beasty able to sneak in the cataphracts, but he's got to fall back because he knows, okay, the cataphracts might just be needed here. Needs them in the choke points.
I mean, now marching up. Now, we did get the Mango emplacements, but they aren't on the secondary TC. The cataphracts not feeling so tanky. There we go. He does actually extend in range of the defenses. He could afford additional Mango emplacements. Might be worth considering it here just to really scare Puppypaw off.
Yeah, behind there's just more and more of these sofas. Granted, the food transition is now done for Beasty. If he's able to hold on, he should be able to blob out more units.
More and more crossbows. Also
Massive crossbows. Yeah, these crossbows are going to do so well up against the sofas.
He also just has so much room for production. Like, if you look at the mini-map, you see this giant chunk of land behind the TC. He hasn't utilized yet, so it's not like he's going to be production stunted here. He has room. Mangonel emplacement. Did it just come in? There we go.
It did just come in.
Oh, that's a hard stack.
Lots of damage that came through there. Lots of Sofa also lost their lives there to the fire from the longbows and the crossbows behind the wall. Puppypaw behind it. He's just trying to mass up more and more units. We're getting... both players at roughly 150, 140 population overall. But yeah, look at that. Look at that food transition at this point in time. 25 olive groves with the 5 cisterns.
Well, tries to assault the TC, but good luck with that. I mean, he could toggle Presidium here to make it quite tanky, but I think he's more focused on the production rates. Horsemen are starting to come out and it is seen.
Still more and more sofas coming in. These cataphracts are such a heavy frontline unit, though.
Like, I think he could just maybe trample through. Yeah, he tries for it there, but Puppypaw reads it correctly. He backs up. Is able to protect the archers. It's important to keep the longbows in range here. The crossbows also just getting the exchange they're looking for. The sofa count kind of like falling
at keep firing there.
A scary pace here, right? Like, especially considering defenders have vibes. There's barely any heavy calf left on the front side for Malians. Beasty able to hold. The lead extends. And the difference here is, like, remember also, he's building a comp that doesn't use gold. So he has just enough gold on that vein in the north side to go for Imperial if he chooses.
Not just that. I mean, the 7 cataphracts that went down. For the 7 cataphracts that went down, it was like 15 sofas that went down on Puppypaw's side. So the trade out there was very, very good for him.
This is dirty. Look at what he queued up. Exploratorus is coming in. So he's just going to try to milk the gold so that Imperial does feel safe.
Yeah. With the food income now as well, should be able to just sacrifice the horsemen for villager kills.
Most definitely. I mean, at that stage, like, you know, food is infinite. You're just basically trading 20 wood for 30 gold on average a pop. Would feel good. Unfortunately, the troops were able to block him out. I think he did find an extra worker kill over here. And all of a sudden, like, the script has changed, right? Like, Puppypaw's aggression has completely stopped.
I mean, how much aggression can you really do when your opponent just has, like, 6, 7 outposts inside of his base with mangonel emplacements? Puppypaw needs some siege, some trebuchets here at this point, it feels like.
I mean, we're getting a classic Beasty experience, right? Like, we talked about his ability to be aggressive, change it up, but this is historical comfort zone for him, really. 61 longbows.
It's massive, just how much value you get out of mercenaries. It's kind of crazy. Up against the archers as well, like keeping up with Puppypaw with the Malians. Just right now, you take Beasty's army, you take these 60 longbows away, right? That would be any other civilization, minus the cisterns as well.
And let's not forget, like, Foreign Engineering Company is quite the juicer, right, in terms of what to do with longbows. It looks like Beasty has just ran out of gold, though. And he's going siege engineering.
And he's about to drop a keep in the middle.
Oh my.
Or like next to gold, ideally. But there's no gold here.
Is he trying to keep drop the enemy base? Because he did get foreign... He got siege engineering, rather, as well. Yeah, he's good. He's like, okay, there is gold, but yours looks better.
I mean, this means, though, that he's going to take a trade, like a fight outside of his own base, outside, like, away from all of the... away from all of the defensive emplacements. This could be bad for him.
They just ran ahead. What? No.
Oh, this is bad for him. He's about to be surrounded.
The backstab's coming through. The crossbows are going to be the first to get hit here. They're a good defense against the sofa, actually. The keep drops on the way. Lombos have to stand their ground. The problem is those sofas need to be cleared stat. Otherwise, the Lombos are not going to trade well here. And he's just going to punt it. He's got more horsemen on the way. But this is an expensive loss for Beasty.
It's very expensive. Behind this, there are huge raids inside of the base. There's a lot of villagers going down. Massive, massive raids going on. And so many villagers going down now that have been building that keep.
Oh my god. The keep
is finishing?
It's going up just about. I don't know if it's going to stay here for long, but all of a sudden, we bragged about this huge eco lead. It's gone. BC doesn't have the military to flex and fill the gaps with right now. He's down by about a third comparatively. He has no sign of teching up now. He has to remass. He's seeing way too much wood. He still doesn't secure gold with this play because he doesn't have any army to guard him.
And most importantly, that big, tremendous mass of longbowmen is now gone. And the economy is even, almost even villager count. But one player has 20 cattle and pit mines.
Is it Puppypaw? Wait, was he trading?
He's made outposts. Probably just for vision.
No, there's traders right there.
No, they're traders.
He's actually trading.
He's actively making traders. He's got to keep up with the economy some way, I guess.
I mean, you wanted to see it. You get to see it here. And also, this is good for Beasty in terms of at least finding some gold, right? Exploratories works on there. The rest of the game, not so great for him right now. I mean, he has got mango emplacements, but staggered formation from Puppypaw. He's going to look to march in.
Longbows be so careful though with the mangonel posts.
And Lombos are remassing as well as the other thing. So like it looks like Puppypaw is not going to be able to break him here.
This feels very annoying. But yeah, once again, I feel like Puppypaw needs static siege. Well, not static, but like siege, normal siege, trebuchets. Take down the infrastructure.
I mean, the horsemen are going to get reset, right? But like Puppypaw, without Sofa, you're not eager to dive the enemy base.
Yeah. Definitely not, definitely not. Now he's finally cleared the horsemen. Longbows aren't going to fall
he's
back.
building Kara siphons next to his base.
Oh, man, that is so annoying.
Oh, that's actually brilliant. So he goes after the pit mines. He's got mango emplacement on the castle. Like, what has happened in this game? I swear to God, if he gets back to 200, I'm going to lose it. Because it felt like the type of army loss that, like, okay, how do you come back from this? He's got 29 gold a minute, for goodness sake.
Good amount, good amount. Horsemen are going to get this around.
I mean, they're trading really well here.
They are.
You know, Beasty, is he scouting out south side? Yeah, I think he sent out either a scout or horseman to see if the gold is being guarded down there, right? Because, like, this is the thing. If BC does just get a gold vein, the state of the game changes, right? Like, right now, he's just having to throw crap at his opponent to kind of survive because he can't tech. He wants to tech. He had the economy to tech for a long time. It's just Phrygian Marshes limits your gold access intentionally for that reason.
Yeah. Puppypaw, he's finally starting to get some siege in. Beasty, he's got almost 3,000 food per minute. Thoroughly out-eking Puppypaw in that regard, still.
I think the Kira siphons have paid for themselves. They're having a good time.
They definitely have, yeah.
Shall we...
So far, doing a good job, though,
should we
following up now.
Mistake? Okay, Parfing's not going to work for it. Love the fact he's adding his scouts, because he did actually get the torch damage increase as well. So the horsemen are also great at just taking down buildings. Longbows are going to step up, but the horseman backstab is coming in. It's actually a really good fight for Beasty. Puppypaw has to retreat, and that's gold access, guys. That's the one thing that has been holding Beasty back, shackling him from finding that potential. He finally gets on a vein.
The reinforcements come in. And that's a lot of archers. Going to be able to do critical damage now to the horsemen as well.
Yeah, the Longbows got stuck on sofas, I think. Yeah, they just cleared them up.
Yeah.
And the Longbows are now taking turns with the horsemen to be the front line. I think they are...
Trebuchet's getting taken down.
Okay. Maybe he got a decent amount of gold here. But not enough to really do anything.
Not enough for the age up.
No.
Yeah.
And even if
you
you
might
age
need to
up,
trade out some resources.
yeah, even if you do age up, right? Like, you still have to buy things is the problem here. Also, finally starting to get answered. A lot of longbows lost again. Like, how is this game still going?
It's just a massive amount of food income from Beasty. Just able to flood these horsemen, able to keep Puppypaw distracted on the sides. Puppypaw slowly but surely, though, able to clean the horsemen up. Able to clean up the keep inside of his base. 3 villagers just trying to repair there as well. More horsemen, once again, just trying to snipe the trebuchets.
I mean, that's just more gold for the horsemen if they kill the traders. Like, in a weird way, Puppypaw is actually feeding Beasty what he'd need to go Imperial.
Almost, yeah.
Horseman will snipe the treb. Unfortunately, too late. So Castle goes down. He's knocking at the door again. Beasty's got a big blob of longbows on the way, though. Still outnumbered for the time being. And he's switching Limitane. Is he running out of wood?
I don't think he's running out of wood. I think it's mostly just against all of these sofas that are out and about.
Oh, that's true, because before he had the crossbow, right? But you don't want to waste your gold on that. You want to save it for more valuable things. And
more gold coming his way, though, with the traders. Yeah, it's payday every time.
I'm impressed, man. Like, the Expilatore's buff was big. Remember, 50% increase over what it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, just like 30 gold every single time, like getting almost half the value of the trader for killing it. And these horsemen are just very, very cheap and replenishable for Beasty.
Yeah. And it also, by the way, it feels right. If I kill a trader, am I going to leave all his gold on the ground and go, oh no, there's germs on that? Of course I'm going to take some of the money.
Just, you know, finders keepers.
Yeah, I'm not greedy. I won't take the full amount. You know, just as much as I can carry
Leave some for the family.
Oh, no, I'm greedy. It's just I can't carry that much gold. Like, dude, I don't have any gym time. And he finds the workers as well. I mean, traders, workers, we ain't biased around here in the Byzantine Empire.
Gold wherever we can find it.
He loves gold, the feel of it, the touch of it, the smell of it. We won't talk about the smelling accident.
Puppypaw behind us now. What's a big idea? Potentially, like, lob again? Maybe find your own way into Imperial Age? Looks like we see a keep coming up in the middle. Might just want to try and deny some of these raiding avenues.
Horseman,
just now moving forward.
Going off the trebuchet. He does scout the villagers looking for this plane now to secure the center of the map.
Yeah, but they're there with an agency as well.
They hire contractors, bodyguards. They'll be good. The army is on the way, though. He doesn't want to let it go up, but that means that the Sofa are going to get to go in here. I think most importantly for Beastie, he's like, oh, more gold.
How did the longbows already go up back up to almost 60?
It's liquid gold!
They just don't stay gone.
I mean, they might this time if the Sofas do enough damage. They're on the farms again, and that is an ugly Seek shelter. Can we maybe seek assistance through Pokey Sticks, please? Horseman, Spears now coming back. The BC lost like, what, 10 workers from that? Maybe close to 15?
Good amount of worker kills yet again. Still, the Beastie does have a firm lead on the village account. Second TC is still working for him, and Beastie's just done a great job of raiding time and time again. He is. With what economy?
Like, I mean, this was meant to be your Imperial timing. Apparently, he doesn't feel he can hit it. He's got Mango Tower on the front side. Second Mango Tower is starting to hit. The Horsemen are going to engage, so the Sofas are going to struggle to stand here burning through it. This is getting awkward. Oh my god, dude. Like, he's in a tower defense mode.
Yeah, at this point, it is just TD coming in. No balloons, but
there are monkeys. This is very true A3 right now.
I didn't want to go that far, but yes.
I mean, we are full on ape A-clicking into this base, and every time, he's just getting hit over the head with a rock. This is ridiculous. How is it they always nerf mangonel placements, and every time we see them again, they still feel so good?
I don't know, KP. This time around, though, army count roughly even between them. We got 3 mangonels somewhere around. Beastie's still pumping out horseman after horseman. The Sofas, though, They've dealt with the raids now. Maybe now Puppypaw is going to start focusing with the majority of the army on the front line. The repair on the outpost as well is just going to get healed back to full.
I mean, it's just ridiculous the amount of wood he's still got. At this point, Puppypaw is eating more horse than a Tesco's gold value member. And yet, it's never enough. Like, he has, what, probably 4,000 or 5,000 wood left to gather in that base.
Premium lasagna.
And definitely 100% beef, I swear.
Aldi promise.
The Mango's like, I guess the idea here is if you do eventually ever find him, like, nah, there's no way. You haven't got the goal for adjustable crossbars. I don't want to math how many workers you'd have to kill.
I mean, he's working on it. More traders going down yet again.
Soon.
Sofa's getting split up. He's trying to scout out the gold. It's like, where are you getting gold from? It's your units he's getting the gold from. Plus 30 gold every time. And we're onioning up. More walls.
Do you ever feel like Puppypaw has slowed down his potential to hit Imperial Age by all these traded attempts?
Maybe. Raids coming in again. Villagers pulling the shifts, though.
Yeah, they're sick of running.
They're angry.
Yeah. They're like, dude, I just brought new sandals. I'm not going to wear them in that fast. Lombos are catching up. He even gets the Agritoy Spearman out. Okay, funny idea here. Why doesn't Beasty just sell Oliver? Has he actually been doing that? Because that's a unique thing that your opponent can't screw you on.
He's been pumping. Yeah, he's just been pumping out more and more javelin throws. He hasn't sold any olive oil yet.
Really?
Wait, he just sold wood.
He did just
sold wood.
Yeah, he knows what is happening here. He's actually mirroring the time. And Puppypaw has fought the Huntress. Mangoes.
He doesn't have any gold though for the upgrades afterwards.
He doesn't have any horsemen. Like, if Puppypaw's Sofa were here right now, that was a freebie. Trebs instead are going to be the optimal target for him. And Foreign Engineering Company is on the way in. How?
Thunder's also trying to protect the raid. The thing, he can actually... I mean, he can get sieged with oil. That's like the one thing that he can get.
Mm-hmm. You can get Nesta Bees here, which is pretty damn good against the mass archers.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, the archers can now get upgraded with the range upgrade and damage upgrade.
Imagine the people trying to follow this game's build order to replicate the gameplay, and they're like, I'm just lost. 10 minutes in, you just be lost with this. This feels like one of the most
I don't want to play anymore.
Like, I think I'm just going to literally take up a tower defense game. Bloons sounds good to me at this stage.
Ooh, the sofa. They found a big raid on the villagers, on the gold. The one thing Beasty needs.
Yep, especially in Imperial Age. I mean, all those optimal targets.
You can't get lead.
Yeah, like biology, for example, would be huge here. The army tactics, incendiary arrows, all not on the menu. Meanwhile, Puppypaw love this play. Farima leadership. Just a very powerful detail for the Gaptos and the archers. And he has got 6 sites locked in. We're down to 6.5 minutes. This might not be over. The night might go deeper. We may never sleep.
And we're getting trebuchets again, though. The keep that has been rebuilt what feels like 3 times now. Is it going to go down this time?
Lombos, they aren't eluded yet, by the way. He's still got, like, what, 25 seconds?
It's about to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. The archer's now coming in.
And the Sofa,
with all the bonus movement speed as well.
I mean, the Sofa just take literally no damage. It's like 1. Maybe 2. And yeah, 1. This is why multiple gates is usually your best friend at this stage. Everyone just queue up. It's the most British thing you can do. Mangoes are wrapping around from the north side. Nestabee's also arriving here. And right now, he's so busy killing units, he's not breaking the wall. Is that a keep drop to the south? Or is that just houses? Or is he happy to see me?
It's barracks.
Okay. He's up space in his base. Just sacking the villagers to do so. Lombos should be able to trade out well here. I believe he used the volley, which is just fantastic at the stage. Get it for free on the Foreign Engineering Company. The Mangoes stay alive.
Yeah.
Puppypaw will be scared away, but he will not be scared off of archers. 83 Malian archers.
And the keep goes down.
Let's find some stone and
Sacred
build it
Sight's
again.
still locked in. Yeah.
BC's
Villagers pulling the ships up against the archers. That's ambitious.
I mean, does he just want more military? Maybe?
Maybe. Sacred Sides, 4 3/4. Bloodline's coming in as well. Biology on its way. And now attacking at the front.
I mean, Beasty has to make a move
These
soon.
defensive placements.
This is so ridiculous. Trebs are going to get sacked, it seems. Limitade were asleep at the wheel. Limitade, by the way, have not been eliteed up.
With what gold? KP on 44 gold per minute. Beasty, he's so desperate for it. Finally able to get some access to it again in the middle.
At this point, what's even the point in the outpost? Just eat the gold quick. While he's not looking. We do have
Yummy.
a lack of front line from Puppypaw, by the way. It is a...
Can we take a quick look at the other university upgrades for Marlians? Just say how long they take, because Puppypaw has been trading.
The mangoes and the nest of bees. Like, this is not a fight you want. Like, this is the problem right now. Puppypaw realized it. He's over leveraged on archers. Almost half of his maximum population are just archers.
Yeah, it's a very solid amount, I want to say. Oh, the cattle! The cattle!
That's so dirty. Thank you, Mango and placement. We hate you forever. Now, apparently, he brings in even more archers to contest the siege.
No, puppy! Yes, be so careful there.
He's comes from both sides.
Doesn't have the attack range upgrade yet.
Nest of bees are the biggest threat here. Something you want to remove, but there's the volley. Gatling gun mode activated. Like, Puppypaw just can't get in, but he is at least buying time on the sacred sites. My concern is we're close to the point where Beasty can just rush to those sacred sites now. You don't actually have an answer to siege.
And we do actually have a decap attempt on one of the sacred sites coming in. Trebuchet actively trying for it.
Out of all the units in this game to decap that sacred site, I did not have Trebuchet.
No, it cannot go through, right? It cannot go through, right?
He's sending the whole
It's
army.
close. Yeah, he knows he has to. Like, this is his one win condition at this point in time, I feel like. Else, or at least the game's going to go on for a lot longer if that's not his win condition right now.
I mean, is this like the weirdest game we've had of Frisian Marshes ever? Probably not. Weirdest one in like 1 year plus? I think so.
It feels like a game that's lasting twice as often. Like, I know we're only 38 minutes into the game, but it feels like we're already past the 1 hour mark.
No, I'd agree on that. Like, with the way this is leaned and the obnoxiousness of the headbutting into the defenses consistently. Beasty, I mean, look at the gold that he got in now, right? Like, remember, he's been playing a lot of this without, like, the true Imperial techs. He can start to fix that now. He's going to march forward. Some of the Sofa did get in. He's going to peel some of the Limitide to deal with that. But decap, I mean, it seems feasible here with the siege in position.
Yeah, 4 nest of bees. Puppypaw, he's got a lot of sofas in queue now, though.
It's true, but I don't know if they're going to get here quick enough. Especially with the amount of Limitane that Beasty has. Mangoes, those are the big hits. He stands his ground.
Bang it up!
Backs away just before the second hit would come in that would wipe him. That means the decap continues.
Decap, though.
There's a lot of Limitane.
Is it going to go through?
It has to go through, right? Like, you can't... I don't think you can get Sofa in quick enough. Then again, like, where's the second wave of Limitane? Like, hello? Where are the boys?
It's coming in! Decapped!
He does it. All of a sudden, Puppypaw's clear clarity. His way to win. Not so simple, not so clear anymore. And that has to be so demoralizing in a game like this. Because now you're back to what you've been experiencing for half an hour against Beasty's Byzantines.
Back to square one. And he's missing the range upgrade, I feel like, on his archers here as well the entire time.
He is.
An upgrade which comes in so quickly for him. Like, he's been trading the entire time. So his upgrades right now, they must be taking like only 10 seconds to come in. Volley, we just heard the ability being used. But yeah, these choke points are just devastating. We're getting some bombards in now. Bombards are at least a very usable anti-siege unit here. But now Beasty's just going to do the same. Royal Cannons, though, on his side.
Oh, yeah. And here's the thing, right? Like, yeah, it's 83 versus 109.
36, yeah.
But, like, remember...
36 seconds, 24 seconds.
Let's also not forget, though, like, at this stage, yes, the eco looks small for Beasty, but... I mean, he has 2 TC if he needs to, like, add in another 10, 15 villages or so. He's got systems terrain quite competent here. He's just going for mass to try and move out. The tricky part is, like, you are up against cavalry, so if you don't find a way of stonewalling, Puppypaw is going to keep you dancing back and forth here for quite a while.
Yeah. We're even getting Serpentine Powder in now.
And
Beasty finally having enough resources for elite army tactics on all of those Limit 9.
And let's not forget Dialecticus
Limitani
makes that fast to kind of compete with the research speed of the Malians. And then Limitane, I think, is seeking the Fulani again.
We're about to see some dead cattle coming in again.
They're still trying to clean up the mess from last time. Turns around to deal with the Sofa pursuing. He's got Nest of Bees in a choke point here. This is not the fight. He's got cannons now. But the Royal Cannon's coming in, so it's going to just anti-snipe the sniper. He needs to get out.
Yeah, one-on-one engagement. Not one that the normal Bombard wants to take here. Has to move out.
Almost gone.
Sofa's trying to move across.
You just get finished off there by just Lombos. The Limitane have been shut down, but that did also reveal the gunner transition. This game.
It feels like it's gonna last so much longer now as well. Like we had the Sacred Side timer. It just felt like such a finale here, but it's not over. It is not over. Many more Sofas coming in.
To get Scout,
I think Puppypaw needs to delete villagers.
It does feel like it, right? Like I mean, you've got 31 Sofa in queue. You unleash that beast and you just flood in. Especially
the
this
issue as well. It's like Beasties right now just 90 villagers.
He's also really
and
far
in theory,
out of the base.
Yeah. 90 villagers, and in theory it is the Malians which are supposed to have like less economy.
Why can't it just end?
I don't know. Just stubbornness.
I'm gonna leave my studio and I'm gonna be hearing people sing "Happy Birthday" to one of my kids at this rate.
Oh, archers!
Wait, where are they going?
Puppypaw!
Oh my god! Well, that's
I guess you want to make room for the Sofas, but yeah, not like that.
I mean, do you really want to make room for the Sofas when you see it's still 65 Limitane, though?
And 25 more in queue. Not something that you see, but something you'll feel.
I mean, I don't think he felt that. Apparently, they had no feeling in their body the way they were dying. And now the torches are out. He's looking to intercept the trade. And look at the burn speed.
It's going down so quickly.
So far, that's not enough.
Siege body block comes in as well.
Yeah, just going to throw them away. Not getting anything for it. So trade about to get shut down. I mean, this is the difference of Frisian Marsh. Is like, old Frisian, this game is 2 hours long. They both would be trading. They would have stonewalled up. But it's so much more difficult when you just posture in the center of the map like this.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about it as well, right? Like, right now, Beastie, he's outside of his base, and that's where all of his siege is now. That is a very, very big amount of siege that he cannot easily replace, though he does have access to gold out on the map now.
And on top of that, like, right now, Puppypaw, you'd think he's just raiding the base. He's reacting to this. He's actually being hit towards his main base while this is also happening.
It's time to get some stone walls up as well. He's done with being raided like this. But what he really needs right now is to shut down this army, shut down this siege mass.
It's the mango.
Because that is where he can really start hurting. Beastie, by the way, needs to react to the siege.
He's going to turn to start shooting. Does lose one of the mangoes. He's still at the counter to the archers. His Nest of Bees is such a nuisance. Scatter shots to keep them away. And I mean, Limitane split all over, but the Sofa flood is real. It's 44 in the battlefield, about, what, 20 in this engagement. He is going to get the dive in. He's going to get the wipe. Nest of Bees and the mangoes go down, and Beastie is going unlimitane here. 70 spearmen.
Siege finally completely wiped out. Trade re-established. Puppypaw finally lost a little bit of economy. Probably necessary here now. Just to make more room for military out on the field.
He's not maxing up on the eco again. They're both down to neck and neck, 87. And we have got more Nest of Bees, which makes sense, right? Like, Limitane and Nest of Bees just... Kind of seems like the way to go.
It works.
Yeah, you're pretty much playing like the old school Chinese build at this stage.
Matane still finding their match here at the front line, though. And now with a bombard, Puppypaw can finally start taking down some of the infrastructure inside of Beasty space. So first, finding some villagers.
25. Most of them are going to die here, so Beasty's going to feel sting because he hasn't been able to remax on the military yet. He needs more time. And wait, is he switching for engine?
You cannot. No.
With what economy?
You can't.
How?
Sure, he's got 1,700 gold right now, but Varangian are so expensive, you're going to use that up in a heartbeat.
He somehow values them, like, even into mass so far. I mean, yeah, it makes sense against the archers, I guess. Maybe just like littering them in with the Limitane, so not like just a full transition.
It is just way too expensive food-wise as well. Like, look at that. He can barely afford Limitani now at this point in time. More villages going down in the farming economy. I think Puppypaw is finally breaking him after 46 minutes now in this game. Almost 3 Sacred Site attempts as well.
Do you guys want to call it tonight? Wake up, come in and finish this with a BO1 maybe? Oh my god, this series just keeps on extending. I mean, from this position, it does just feel undeniable. We've seen Beasty try to hold on from worse, but the inevitability is there, Mr. Anderson, right? Like, it's 110 military to 40. Eco lead is ridiculous. Puppypaw could even think about just locking in Sacred Sites again. Please don't slow roll this. Just send him to Valhalla.
Second TC also getting taken down, so these villager losses are not easily replenished. Beasty, he's sitting behind all of his production buildings right now, inside of a lot of choke points, but the horsemen, the sofas, do go through, forcing him out in the open onto the farmland.
And finally, there you go.
It is.
GG comes in. One of the weirdest games of Frisian, but Beasty cannot pull off the miracle turnaround. Puppypaw will guarantee us that sweet game number 5.
It is going to be a game number 5, KP. This is a wild set. Funnily enough, like I'm interested right now. Like, if Puppypaw, like, looking back at this, the 2 games that he lost were the exact same matchups in which Wham lost. I'm not sure if they're gonna be looking at us and was like, "Nah, you just played it wrong. You just played it wrong, Puppy." Should have done it differently. I mean, it definitely works. When we tried it in our practice, it worked. Must have been something that you did wrong.
Quite possibly. I mean, like, what was it we had in the WAM series? It was Roos versus the Lancaster, which, like, obviously we already had. Like, we can't get any extra repeats from this series, but I mean, what an absurd series this is. Yeah, it's going to be decided on Relic River with Shushi versus Japanese. Quick game, you think, Crackety?
Reasonably quick. I'm saying like 18 to 25 minutes.
Plus 40?
Everything's on the table.
I think this series has gone on so long now that the table has literally eroded away. Unbelievable. Beasty, I don't blame him for this type of, like, rotation out. He knew it was just becoming inevitable. He had to make some sort of move. Just a tough position to be in, but my god, did this feel like a marathon.
I'm gonna say the next game is gonna be going 21 minutes and 36 seconds.
I'm gonna go with 23 minutes and 36 seconds.
Right, so 21 and 23, 36.
Yeah.
Lock your timing stamps in the chat.
I mean, sure.
Gonna see who was right afterwards.
I'll make a fun mini. I feel like with the absurdity of the reluctance of GG in some of these games, and the fact that, like, Puppypaw kind of joined in on that dance with the Enlightened Horizon game, and there's a sunken cost fallacy of it, Crackety. I mean, someone might get the Kilyadi award this time.
Man, imagine, like, sticking in a game with like 3 villagers left.
36 minutes in, it's like, I mean, The way I look at it, Crackety, is every 20 seconds, I increase my economy by 33%.
The way I see it, I'm now in a game where I have less villagers than I started out with.
See, positive mindset. You just really got to flip the script a little bit. But what script we're writing here? A 5th game to come in. Relic River will be our decider to see who will make it straight through from that upper bracket into the playoffs. Beasty in the yellow with the Japanese up against Puppypaw in the red playing as the Shu-Shi.
GG's Legacy, and look at that. We've got Dark Age Spearman coming in here, but KP, I think this doesn't feel like the best play up against Juji's Legacy, which already spawned with access to an Imperial official. The one thing that it does, though, is it can kind of like dictate the Meditation Garden spot, but there is a pretty normal one I want to... I wouldn't even go as far as to call it decent. I'll call it normal. That is safe next to Puppypaw's TC. It is not good. It is not decent. It's normal. I mean... It's like SpongeBob in that one episode where he tries to be normal. He doesn't...
I come here to do my job each day, and my job makes a decent wage. Yeah, that's pretty much like the Medigarden you're gonna be seeing here. Does Beasty try to do like some weird doc follow-up now?
I don't think so. I think there's just gonna be maybe Tawara into age up. It's not coming in yet. If it's not coming in yet, it's not gonna come in anytime soon.
Oh,
but yeah, I mean, the feudal age isn't going to be disturbed at all.
Oh, no. I don't have access to my gold. Luckily...
Time to commit tax evasion.
Exactly. I bet my villagers have some coins hidden underneath the floorboards.
Oh, we do actually have a dock now coming in, but it does get spotted out.
Okay, but now you rush fuel?
Yeah.
But then...
Get some shukshuks and...
How are you getting shukshuks, Crackety?
Tax. Mr. Moneyman.
I mean, that's going to be a slow crawler juke.
That's fine. Could be worse. We're also getting Meditation Garden monies.
Ah, yes. The sweet, sweet 25 gold a minute.
You just need one Jugnu in order to get access to your gold vein. It's not that difficult.
It's true. I guess like the archer ships will be a little bit frustrating. I mean, Beasty, he could open horsemen as well, right? With fishing.
Yeah, the issue is that he's still very far away from his own age up at this point in time. It's going to take a while. He is just sending in a lot of villagers over to gold now, but banking-wise, there's not a whole lot remaining. And I think Puppypaw can also just like send a villager out now to repair that mining camp. There's no reason really to let it go down. No real reason.
Here's 20 wood.
Oh. There we go.
Yep. Just about in time. Oh, look at that.
Easy.
15 HP. It does get the switch over onto the tree line at the perfect time as well, so we'll be able to just keep consistently repairing it. Beasty, obviously, like, this has to be Kuro, right? There's not really any value in Coca once you've done racks.
Not really. Like, his opponent didn't go out onto the drop play. So no real reason to go into Coca, as he said. Yeah, so what's the play now for Puppypaw? Are we going to see the archery? Like, archery should be coming in just for the Jugunu at this point in time.
I guess
there we go, archer range coming up.
The concern is, like, at that point, can you kill the fishing quick enough to stop BC just rushing castle?
This this point in time, probably not. I'm wondering, like, maybe pro scouting is still worth it, right? Because, like, it's double deer in front of you, and there's a deer way, way, way at the top side, actually. So you should be getting in at least 3 deer packs with pro scouting, which is very good. And we do see a lot of villagers getting pulled forward.
Okay, so Kuro is 6 here. And the cheat count up to 3. I mean, it wouldn't be worth blacksmithing and just ramming this, would it? It just feels so expensive.
Villagers get pulled back now. Knows that if once the Jugunu arrive, he's gonna not want to be there. But yeah, it looks like Pro Scout, like maybe feign with a couple of horsemen into Pro Scout. But it should eventually just be Pro Scout.
And of course, Scout able
Rest
to
not
poke
getting
from range.
rushed up.
So Zhug should be enough to actually just start forcibly harassing these guys out of gathering. And Beasty, has he outposted the gold? Like, that would be his biggest paranoia right now, is like there might be a rotation that comes in there.
I think in that regard, like, he can just like make production, like make units to be fine on that front. I feel like he's just going to try and fast castle it behind all of this now as well.
Okay, and
Puppypaw actually docking himself.
okay, so
interesting.
So we kind of need to check Beasty's sheep count then, because like for this to really work out for him, he's going to have good reserves. Ooh.
Not that many, but he is right now just trying to vacuum up as much of the berries as possible without Tawara, though. So that's not actually efficient gathering. And he went off of gold, probably just for one trip to get an emplacement with an outpost.
Should be, Arislets on the south side, which is then going to just divvy up the spawn. Then again, like, the Chiganu could eventually just clear this dock, weirdly enough. It's going to take a while. And wow, okay, BC is going to go for the archer ship. So yeah, he'll just look to be a staunch defender here. It will enable his fishing. And Tawara now coming in, as you said. But a Puppypaw, I mean, the thing is, like, Pro Scouts, it does accelerate you. But with the fishing play alongside it, or rather the dock to deny, I wonder if this is maybe going to be a bit too slow.
Might spread himself a little bit too thin. We do now have an archer ship coming in from both sides, but double fishing ship has been taken down. That's a decent amount of damage. Now, Jugunu also on the front side, at least, maybe, to take down villagers on the berries. He went for the outpost.
Okay, but Puppypaw is riding blind now. I think the scout pulled back, so he doesn't see the berries right now.
Did see the berries earlier, right? And
okay, there we go.
Yeah, he does see the berries right now. That's definitely something to deny here. More Jugunu coming in as well.
So Beasty now with just 7 sheep, but he has bought time for the farms to start littering in for the Kurosawa. Wait.
Yeah, a little bit overly ambitious there. One has to pay. Starting to take the deer away now as well. But yeah, Beasty, I don't think there's a way that you can deny Beasty the Castle Age. I think right now it's more about like what you do with the Castle Age. Doc also has an emplacement on it. Doesn't really feel like it does a whole lot. I don't think either player wants to invest much more on water right now. I think it's just about the rush up to Castle Age while Puppypaw gets as many deer in as possible and just has a couple of units to make it impossible for Beasty to just do like this immediate move out onto the relics upon hitting Castle Age.
He did give Beasty a lot more fish for this play though, right? Because I think Puppypaw only secured 1, maybe 2 fish out of the 6. So majority favors Beasty there, which gives him a lot more runway with the fishing play.
That's true. That's true. I mean, he makes up for it a little bit with just having the deer access, right? And just a ton of it as well. Like, the only resource that Beasty can really go to now is berries, which you can't move. You can move deer, but you cannot move berries. So Beasty is always going to be out on the map here, long term.
Yeah, but the thing that you got to keep in mind here, right, is like realistically what that amount of fish is 1,500 still food left over to work with. And, like, you should be able to get some map control with 1,500 and even gets the archer ship kill. Fishing boat did get...
Puppypaw is moving everything over now.
Okay, that's kind of crazy. Like, with... Really? Against archer ship.
Second archer ship also being queued. I mean, the Jugunu are going to do wonders up against the archer ship, or any ship for that matter.
If you have enough, sure, right? But, like, 8? I guess the challenge is getting in quick enough. Especially with double archer ship now coming in. And also keep in mind, like, this has drawn a lot of Puppypaw's attention away from the base. Beasty, do you... Okay, here's a crazy thought. You're going to hate me for this. You can't Yumi here, right? Like, I'm trying to think how he can solve the food issue.
Nah, Yumi isn't really possible up against what Puppypaw's done here so far. Double archer ship, yeah. I mean, Puppypaw just there's no reason to stay here on water. It's also one of those spawns where, sure, there's a sacred site and one relic here, but sometimes there's even 2 relics on one side, like on the bottom side. Not here in this one, so it's not the most important spot to keep tabs on. Now age up has come through for Beasty. Puppypaw also aging up behind this. Mount Lu Academy on its way.
Beasty, he is getting the next level wheelbarrow, so we might see him trying to sneak for some berries soon. First Mount Samurai is about to hit the field, and, well, if you look at the scattering of troops, good luck, sir, on trying to get past the blockade to pick up relics.
Yeah, at least immediately it's gonna be a pipe dream. Only the one at the bottom is really available, so to say.
Yeah, and he definitely has a route potentially guarded there. Diamond level 1's going to be coming in, so that's going to enable a quick Uma Banner if he chooses it. Probably worth getting more
upgrades are coming in on the Spearman now as well behind this, and there's just so much food gathered already behind all of this. And Samurai still just sticking around, able to pick off one of the spears.
Yeah, we'll just start to drag the entire army away, so might try to sneak out somewhere else. And we do have a Yumi switch now coming in from Beasty.
Interesting.
I mean, he needs something that's cost efficient for a guy who doesn't have food, right? Like, he has plenty of wood.
Yeah. Yeah, not just that, but also gold access after his first gold is going to run out.
Yep. And it makes sense. He's seen spears. You know, once you get the Yumi vetted, then can deal with this small group of Chuk, and it does solve for the crossbow. But the problem now is, like, against Pro Scout Shushi with Mass Lancer, can you realistically keep up?
Yeah. I'd say, sure. I like so many deer pro scouted here. Granted, not all of them are actually gone at this point in time. There are still a good couple out on the map. Yeah, there's a good count right there.
Smuggled off to the side.
Where?
And, ooh,
Relic.
on the wall. Who's the
It's getting
fairest of them all?
contested.
It's definitely going to get denied against the Chuk, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Good damage done to the Spearman, though.
I think that kind of works out as worth it, right? Like, you know, almost kills all the spears. They're so low on HP versus just one measly little Shinto.
Second Shinto now just came in. We do have the Ursher inside the archer range, and just more Yumi Ashigaru coming in. Same time, big lance account though for Puppy. Crossbows in as well. And when you're crossbows and lancers up against lancers and archers, wondering which one you really favor, because at a certain point, like, you start one-shotting these lancers, and the Yumi not really able to do that even close.
No, I mean, the idea is just meant to be that you overwhelm on numbers and kill the crossbow before they reach critical mass, right? That's usually how you play this, but Beasty maybe feels like that's not possible. We've got to switch up. He's going to be going for his version of a crossbow, a more expensive version, but also a more mobile version.
Yeah. Does also reveal the army composition, at least in the Yumi department. Grant, the Yumi aren't actually vetted up yet.
I think maybe this was like a bait and switch just to remove the spears and make his opponent feel like, oh, wow, yeah, I don't want to do spears. Let's go in a different direction, right? Let's lean more into, you know, Chuk. Or maybe, like, you know, just the knights, which Onimusha would counter.
Yeah. Lots of army movement coming in. Puppypaw trying to find the couple of lancers that have been sent out to the backside. Does find them. Who knows what's going on there. Villagers moving forward. Never mind. They've just been misclicked together with the army.
We do have the melee text coming in, which is going to be important with the Uma Banner timing. He's going to be looking for probably in like the next minute. Already has the access to them, right? Just hasn't deployed them. But just so nice percentile scaling with these melee techs.
Onimusha do get spotted now.
Yeah, and Puppypaw, the immediate reset. Like, he doesn't want to trickle troops into that. He knows it's going to be one hit kill, one hit kill, one hit kill. So just falls back. Beasty able to get a bit of space. Could maybe rush out for this relic, but I don't think he has a Shinto nearby, so no bueno.
Couple trickle troops out there. Yeah, crossbow is going to get taken down.
We have got Puppypaw going for relics himself, by the way. Like, he's actually technically winning the race.
Yes. This one is coming back there for sure. Nice pinch there on the Mounted Samurai. Only 4 remaining at the moment for Beasty. Relic in the middle just got picked up, actually. Is he able to ping that one back here potentially? We got a massive knight count at this point in time, though.
We have. And,
from Puppypaw.
And with what Beasty's trying to do, Kaburiya is imperative, right? Because he's basically just not keeping up on melee frontline. So this means your Onimusha needs to be untouchable for you to be unkillable.
Yeah. The amount of crossbows in as well behind this. Some Jugunu remaining. More Jugunu actually kind of coming in now. Pierce armor, very important as well.
Yeah, and there's the Kaburiya.
There we go.
So
Deer being ferried back.
this is going to give him the movement speed he needs to kind of in and out. It's really awkward, though. Like, sometimes you wish this was activatable because if something triggers it early, you can't dive in, right? Like, you won't have the get out of jail free card.
Looks like the relic did get denied there, at least for a little bit, but it's still so far on BC's side. Eventually, it's going to get taken back. But should be a 3-2 relic split at the end. But we're kind of repeating the Rus vs. China game now, with ranged cavalry on one side and Puppypaw just flooding lancers. Difference is that the Onimusha do a lot more damage compared to the cavalry archers. Also a good bit more range. At the same time, not nearly as many out there. Very hard to remass as well.
No, he's really leaning hard on the idea that he's undiveable right now. Puppypaw, he's not rushing his timing. He understands that crossbow ball reaches like 30 plus 20 lances. That's kind of your go point, and that's a curious switch from Beasty. Onabugeisha.
Yeah, it's a bit of what feels like a desperation play, I want to even say.
He has got Spearman coming in, which makes more sense. Like, the Lancer count is so high. I feel like Onimusha are going to struggle to clear it quick enough at this rate.
Spearman, crossbows, also coming in from Puppypaw. Some horsemen in there as well. Yeah, at the moment, he's just constricting Beasty's access to resource on the map just when he starts to move out as well.
Nice finds here. This is the
Looks like he's suspecting something.
Yeah, like, Beasty has a full raiding comp, right? That's the difference. Puppypaw, his raider is just a melee, so it's really tricky. But hello, big grab there. Locks him out of the gold move. Even strikes down some workers. I mean, he could actually just go in right now.
Yeah. To be fair, like, that's the last gold. Like, BC doesn't have gold access anymore.
Not just that, BC has nothing to defend inside his base. He's only now prepping the spearmen, so Lancers are entering the battlefield.
He's going for it.
Indeed he is.
There's infantry.
Chases the woodworkers instead. Clashes with the Yumi. He's going to mop them up. The spearmen and the Onabugeisha, I mean, in infancy here. They're only feudal spearmen right now, so Lancers are going to wail away at this. Puppypaw, on the other hand, is going to start losing his own economy as BC goes for a counter raid with the Onimusha mass.
Infantry trying to protect both bases here at the same time. Puppypaw losing a lot of his lances at the front side.
And he's practically lost all of them at this stage, and this is the difference, right? BC, he's kept those Onimusha going, able to kite them. Puppypaw not able to punish it, so tail end of that, BC actually comes out with a slight worker lead. He's also removed one of the big threats. Lancers are being rebuilt, but from a less threatening number now.
Yeah. Once again, Lance is coming in, but these are very weak Yumi archers. Never mind, these are spearmen. They look like Yumi archers there for a second.
Well, trash and trash, you know. Same old, same
They
old.
both fit in the same category, yeah.
They both go in the bin.
Puppypaw's infantry mass, though. Puppypaw's infantry mass, though, is still quite strong here. We still have these occasional raids going on.
Yeah, and
Look at that, once again. Lancer. Oh,
whoops.
there's another one there.
Counting target.
Looks like Dali Horse is also in. They attack quite fast.
Nice and South is going to be mirrored away. The Onimusha is still sneaking in here, but Puppypaw, he just began a horseman transition.
Yeah, the horsemen coming in clutch now. Beasty out on map as well, so the spearmen, they're not really there with his raiding force. Great trades now for the horsemen. These are very, very expensive losses. 140 resources for every single one of these Onimusha.
Yeah,
60 gold at that.
I can make it worse for you, Krakeny. Think about what he's running with there on the south side. What is the point in Kaburiya when you move with Mounted Samurai? You don't move faster. So you're not even escaping. And I mean, he's at least cleared the dock, south side, right? But the fishing, I think, is all gone at this stage. And to make matters worse, I'm pretty sure Beasty never saw the repeater crossbows. This is the first time he's visiting into them, and there's already almost 30 in the field. Yeah,
this fight here at the front side, though, Puppypaw didn't have his Brand army force there. It's going to lose out a lot, but does manage to get another aggressive attempt up against the gold vein. Outpost has come up, but the outpost is not going to be enough.
No, I like the way that Puppypaw split this. I believe he left the crossbows mostly back at home to mirror the raid attempt. We'll shove him off the gold, which means that Beasty, I mean, good luck, right? Like, you've got one relic. What are you going to build with that? You're not really going to be able to afford a Brigatia. You're stuck with Spearman, and your opponent already has the counter now.
Yeah, more raid attempts coming in, though. Puppypaw getting some walls in at the top side, trying to wall a little bit behind his base as well. Ooh, Spearman finding some horseman kills here, potentially. Horseman, ooh, have to be so careful. Puppypaw right now just wants to get information. Is Beasty out at the bottom gold there? Is he out there? He is not. At least not at the moment. Raid.
In on the berries, and this confirms
Immediate
something for him. Like, why would Puppypaw Pro Scouts be doing this? He's running out of food. I think he sent more scouts out to pick up the deer on the north side, but it's going to take some time to get there. Meanwhile, these mounted samurai just dragging a lot of army's attention. He gets several worker kills. Now, once again, neck and neck at 55-55 on the worker count. We'll even find the taxman. Just
killing the Imperial officials.
Raids by Beasty here.
Yeah, that's so much value there with the Imperial officials. Also finding the workers there on gold potentially, but does lose his mobile army count. And Puppypaw, he's just scaling up so much more military. Beasty at the moment pretty much only on Spearman against mass Jugenu.
That's the thing.
Jugenu at that.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, this raid, it looks so good. Great job. Go flappers all around. When's the next raid happening? Like, where's the second group? Where's the third group? They just don't exist here. As you said, Beasty is just hard stuck on spears. Puppypaw has to be realizing it soon. He's getting ready to posture on the north side because, once again, Beasty is rushed out onto the gold.
Did rush out. Lots of spearmen here at the front side, but yeah, that's exactly what Puppypaw can beat, what he can counter out. Also finding some villagers that were on stone.
Now we're
and still active.
Duke, I'm going to start moving in here. It's the army to engage. The Katana Bannerman was absorbing nicely at the start of this, but like, this is where the Duke should in theory trade well. Problem is they haven't got a front line to keep their distance right now.
It's coming in, though. The entire army is moving forward. Puppypaw even drawing Beasty a little bit out there.
50.
I do believe we've got the... Can we check the stats on the Jugenu? How much range they have? They should have the upgrade in on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Five tiles of range.
That's 20,
so I got to do a lot more damage up against the spears.
24 damage, and then you've got 1 armor, right? So it's going to be 21 damage per attack into these spears.
Yeah, pretty massive.
Ton of Bannermen are at least going to absorb some of the shots. And let's be careful of that infantry double stack.
Yeah.
Like, that's what else Spearman to kind of contest.
Crossbows as well.
Mm-hmm. The second wave just came in.
There we go, army can't.
This feels like the curtain's moment.
It's do
Beasty,
or die.
how does he hold this?
It's so much. There's no way that he can hold this. He doesn't have what it takes to take these Jugenu down.
No.
It's just a mosh pit. The melee mosh pit at the front, just not able to beat up against the Jugenu, and yeah, all the military forces go down, and the villagers inside the outpost are next.
15 gone, right? Like, you're just not getting them out of here because the posturing. Puppypaw will just be able to kill them the moment they get out of here. And this has happened. GG comes in. The day will end with a Canadian qualifying through to the playoffs as quick as is humanly possible, I guess, when you put these two in a best of 5.
Man, what a crazy set. And KP at the end of it,
wait,
you were a bit closer. 23 minutes and 59 seconds. So 23:36. That was very, very close.
Thank you. I feel like I could have done better, but it's been a long day, Crackety. So, that's a little bit off. But I promise to
a little bit off the game there.
And stronger next time. Oh, what a day. What a bloody crazy day. Yeah, that kind of summarizes it. We didn't even go to replays. We're tired. Like I can see Crackety's hair roughed up. Don't worry, I've got enough hair product that mine just doesn't move. It is sweltering in here. I assume we're gonna do an interview. We're gonna keep it short. We're gonna hop in. We've got Puppypaw on the line to talk us through this ridiculous day. I'm joined by the one man involved in the broadcast who it is not late for. Puppypaw, first of all, congrats on a win. Has to be a big morale booster. Beasty, never really an easy opponent. I guess first of all, like, kind of wondering, how did you prep for this series? Because, of course, he took down your bro the series before. We saw you try to replicate some strategies that I guess you guys have been practicing. Was there any time to change your approach to some of these matchups to kind of prep, analyze, and counter what Beasty was doing? Oh, you're muted. Okay, it's been a long day. We'll give him a sec. I think he just needs to reconnect, and we'll get him back in a second. Oh, you there?
You guys can...
Yep, I think we got you now.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been busy like all day with some stuff, and I looked at the replays a bit, but I didn't think about it too much. When I watched Wham's game on Scandinavia, he didn't do something conventional, like he was trying something out, so that's not like the way I would normally play, but I mean, Beasty played both of the games, like he played the entire series pretty well, I think, but both the games he beat me on were the same matchups which he beat Wham on, which he played very well on.
Yeah, I think that was the interesting thing. Like, I kind of respect you committing to the idea that you practiced and prepped, and I mean, this series had to feel like a marathon. I think especially, like, we got to talk about that. I think the Frisian Marshes game is the one that felt like it was never going to end. Like, how many times were you ever worried about the outcome? Like, is Beastie about to take this from me?
Honestly, I thought I was winning like the entire game. Like,
Yeah.
but right when he actually pushed me, like when he had all those mangonels and all those nest of bees, I was starting to get a bit worried because obviously it's a bit difficult to deal with that army. But at the same time, like I knew he would have to move out, and when he finally did move out, I was concerned a little bit as he was stopping my trade. But as soon as I cleaned up that army, I thought, okay, well, I'm probably back to winning, and fortunately, I was able to end the game. But it was a super tough game. Like he really fought like really hard in that game.
He did. I mean, he made you work for the wins, right? Like, even the Roos game where it's like, okay, this should be over, but he's believing there's a way back in. And, you know, I guess one big thought here is a lot of prep goes into tournaments like this. And you said you've had some real life stuff, maybe like overall haven't had as much time to typically prep. How big of a curveball was the season 11 changes?
A little bit. I mean, mostly like I would say not super impactful, but a little bit for some civs like Japan, Ottomans, also Lancaster.
Yeah. And that means that you are now able to park yourself. You've advanced to the playoffs. Congratulations. I believe you could be on a collision course for Louis MT. Opportunity to avenge the bro who lost him in the upper brackets. Who is the person that you're maybe looking least forward to facing of the remaining players?
Just don't put me up against Marino or Wham.
You chose the obvious one, I guess. That makes a lot of sense. I think we're going to let you go because it's been a long day and you've earned a rest. I think we all have. But once again, Puppypaw, congrats. Enjoy the rest. And I look forward to seeing you in the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you. You guys take care.